grinding out of these early rounds is going to be really important. Sure, you're still going to have an operator onto something, which alone can be enough to cause issues in the round. But as said, they've been methodical. Their utilities are good. They instantly had a snake bite that went through to deny him that early aggression. It's expected at this point. By the looks of things, they may even just be going for an early A take. They are all set up outside.
I liked what I saw last. Something left, but he has that off. The 1v2 he didn't go for. The 1v3, it's tempted him. It's pulled him in for the fight. He hasn't found them to start off, though, and that dash already halfway up. Wants to close the distance. So many tough angles, tight angles to clear with this op in hand. And no idea there's a player up top. He's checking the right angle. What a shot! Unlucky was close by, ready for that play. A third round found for Gen G. They're running away with this early game.
Yeah, still a close round for what was invested. That was a decent stack up in the early stages for PaperX, just basically having the majority. And somehow managing to dodge some shots that I don't really know how they did, but bringing it down to just one player surviving, keeping that economy a little bit more honest for Gen G. And, well, you see the danger of how fast this man is with the operator. The problem, though, is he's not going to be able to have it for this round. They didn't have the extra finances and the quick trading again, the fundamental.
Masuk.
One kill, one death as well, so he's still 2 away from the Blade Storm. So we're down to just that rifle. But as we said, ultis were coming online. We saw the Seekers used by Lakia, finding a lot of information. This time around, PaperX have theirs, but also a showstopper online. That's a big weapon to have in the back pocket of Forsaken and could play a role later on in the round. For Gen G, you can see their spread. This is a full default play. At this point, they're expecting PaperX to make some adaptations and to throw out some of that signature early round aggression. Still hasn't happened, though. They're happy to bunker down and wait for that push to come through. And like I said, the other problem here, Gen G have a lot of credits built up. If PaperX lose this round, it's going to be a skyrocket.
Oh, maybe when. That's not the start they were looking for. 2 players down immediately. Forsaken's been a hero before, but down to just 5 HP. That's not really going to work too well for them. And the Seekers went towards mid, but also in towards the A site. The realization's there eventually. Mindfreak can win this battle. It could be.
Nggak dicek ya.
It's such an obscure position to be. And then it's always revealed. Devi, though, has done well. Bringing back 2 kills. The spike
Mindfreak kenapa ya? Dari kemarin ya.
Nice work from the side of
Nganu buat tempat guys itu 2 kali tuh. Aku sentel apa ya?
Aku Twitch lu.
I said he's been ever so devastating. Showstopper might just be able to clear, shoots it into the
Dirimu detik berapa?
Munchkin's just teamed up with his teammates, just left
Ke plan Rusan.
Doesn't even mind about the pit. I don't know if the Seeker realized it, but it doesn't even matter.
Key
Loses the fight for his counter raise, and the march continues on for Gen G.
Gen G are having a field day right now. Like I mentioned,
27, 26.
The ults that were there for PaperX burned up in that round to try and gain some semblance of an advantage. And Devi did incredibly well. In his position, he stayed down in screens, waited for the swing out. Player Munchkin up top, almost sacrificing
tapi sound Discord ki rada delay Siti.
Devi had that beautiful off angle to just rip them to shreds. We're seeing elements of that team play there from PaperX. We're seeing individuals win some of their fights.
Terlalu suwi deh delay mau. Kayak ngomong 27-26 aku cek. Pas gue baru ngomong 26 aku pas gue ngomong time out aku cek 28.
Oh, lumayan. Kan nonton ini? Ora maksudnya YouTube. Oh, yo nek kuwi aku nonton neng Twitch soal.
Langsung soal nonton Twitch.
Yeah, I said it's looked like a different beast. I think they're a team that have done really well with the coaching staff. Someone as legendary as Solo. I don't think they're ever going to have the same mistakes twice. This guy has been around the block multiple times, and even just giving him a moment to talk here is going to be beneficial for them. Mindfreak off to a bit of a slow start as well, but also it is just reliant on those individuals a lot of the time. I think we saw some of the statistics posted earlier. Is like you compare the 5v4 conversion, Gen G, I think it's like 70-something%. For PaperX, it's only like 60-something. But then they have a higher 4v5 because they have those individuals that can turn rounds on their head. It's not the greatest stat you want to have ever because you'd rather just be winning the rounds outright. But they need some of those heroes to come online because they've been okay, but it's not been enough to take rounds off Gen G.
Haven't seen the numbers of clutches from Gen G versus PaperX, but PaperX
Wah,
also did
stack.
very well in those late
Stack
rounds.
AN đi.
Players like Forsaken previously bailed them from so many situations. Now, weaker
Yeah.
weapons, like we said, and close range surprise factor is probably the best way to find
Oh,
value.
nice.
Mind Freak has at least picked up one, but Karen is making this one look
Gila.
easy. 3 kills already under his belt, 40 HP, and he's tucking in the corner. Looks like he's going to get this one easily with Mind Freak drop. That's his 4th kill of the
Pinter
round.
banget Karen
Confidence
mainnya.
builder if ever I've seen
Gila
one.
cuk,
And that's the last
Genji.
thing that PaperX wanted to give to
Untung
their
ultinya
opponent.
di pop, Cok.
Not talking
Makanya.
about them losing the round.
Yes,
That's
kah?
expected. It's the amount of players still
Digolek
alive on
maksudnya.
Gen G.
Enggak.
They're farming credits
Nice.
by the minute, but something has picked up one more. 3 to go.
Oof.
One hell of a play if he made it. And it ain't going to happen. Look at that
Gila
fire
sih,
in the squad
angel
down
sih.
below.
Yeah, I think against any other team maybe he'd have a chance, but Gen G have been so good just playing off of each other, trading effectively.
Emang
They don't
Genji
even lose
Sentinel
another
cek sing
member of
paling
the
kuat
squad.
sih.
5 and 2, and I love the sort of
Iya
switch
sih,
up in
memang
tempo, especially in these
Ra,
anti-eco
apa ya,
rounds.
di delok moto-tok iki wis ketok banget iki lho. Tembakane,
They
maine.
TP to the back of
Tapi
sight,
banget.
information clearing
Kompak
things out.
banget.
The rest of the team quickly execute, and Karen actually sticks around. He just keeps the spot, keeps the control.
Masih aku
Doesn't
tuh
allow anybody
sign
to
up
get
sih
too
ya.
far ahead,
Lucu.
and he even
Yeah.
takes himself 4 kills while he's at it. So why not?
This is definitely where on the side of PaperX you start to feel that,
Anjing,
that
pakai
mental
pukul loh,
pressure
iya.
applied. Defense has been tested again and again. They failed the test again and again. 5 in a row for Gen G, and now ultis are there.
Oh.
Showstopper fired off, and Munyet had no chance. No smokes for the way back through. No paranoia to play with. Still some flashes on Divide, but PaperX set up with a man disadvantage on a retake seconds into the round.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy to get back in here. As said, they're not
Langsung
bad in
main
these 4v5s, but
retake
Gen G are
cepet
even
gitu.
better in the 5v4s. Opener again. Karen takes down another Forsaken, trying his best. But he's almost in. It is in. Well, Lackey and Meteor combined might be one of the fastest rounds we've ever had in the VCT. That was so quick from Gen G. And you could
Ada
just
lagi
see
kudune
the more
map
the
sing
confidence
PaperX
builds, the
kudune
faster
sing
these
menang.
teams get. Gen G getting opener after opener. They've used a couple of ults, but they're also able to stagger them.
Komposisinya splitnya kan berganti kan. Soko 3 duelis kan.
Although that's already back online.
Yay, oh wow. Huge.
Hey, got them the space in the round
Gila
prior.
sih.
Yeah.
And then Kara got 4 kills. That's why it's back online.
Well, this has to be
Kok iso ya?
for PaperX off.
Genji ki sing anyar sapa?
They're left
Dev.
to weaker weapons in theory, but they've actually
Yo,
managed
kabeh
to
kecuali
mix up
Meteor.
behind with light shields and full shields on
Oh,
some because
edan
he
ya.
doesn't need a weapon.
Texture kan
So
bener
fine,
Eh.
tapi Sentinel.
We'll see what they can do with those. But the reality is, yeah, the momentum is very much in Gen G's favor. The economy is riding high after several reinvestments. Just take a look at their credits on that right-hand side. It's looking pretty for a number of rounds to go, maybe for the rest of this half. Still possible for a 6-6 scoreline, but it has to start here with a much better defense. Now, we talked about some
read's
aggression
good.
from this PaperX side, seeing it early on in rounds. So with a minute left on the clock, they're going for it. Good
Iso
paranoia, but
ngono.
the fights don't go their way. Gen G winning out every single one.
Iki mah.
Bentar,
Ayo.
switch on, baru.
Barely a lick of
Oke,
damage
rak di
done, and
Twitch
what
tuh.
is negated by the heal.
Ngono.
This is a disaster. Something might be able to save them. He's made big plays before with the blade storm. There's one, and not two. Damage, but no kills.
Oh! Munya has a chance. Somehow this has come back into a winnable scenario. Just needs to hit the barrel.
mente
So
banget.
unfortunate. A nice try for the new man on the block. I didn't think there was any way that round was going to
Gede
become
banget.
competitive.
Rak ngepik head, rak ngepik.
Somehow Munya made it close. The
Rak
thing is,
ngepik
though, again,
kepala
you just have
gitu.
to give props to Gen G. Like the beginning of this round, they were so
Ente.
ready.
Rak
They
ngayam
had
kepala.
their whole team just waiting.
Tapi
Ready for that push to come through, and
Gameplaynya apik banget.
PaperX was good onto a couple of the players, but the deeper players were so
Aduh,
ready for that
usernya
push
mau
to
angel
come in.
mentok deh anjing.
It ended up being quite an easy fight.
Not even close, guys. Not even close. Yeah, like I said, you know, there was no chance of them losing that clean. I thought something would be the hero, but Munyet, they complimented his calling and his play in the video we saw earlier, and I can see why if he's fragging out like that. But again, close but no cigar. 7-2. Gen G finding next to no struggles.
something kenapa
Close
ya?
opportunity for PaperX.
Dari
to clutch it.
kemarin
This
tuh.
could have looked very different, but instead they're on an eco. They've already lost something. Stingers to play with. Sheriff on Forsaken. And And Texture's got confidence for days. He sees an eco and he's diving down into vents after them.
The thing is, they've got so much control towards mid that they have to just be wrapping out from another position. But look how passive the players are. They know that there's going to be weaker weaponry, so they're just not giving them any of the close range.
Ini langsung bocek nih tuh.
Powering up from above. There's not really an easy way to kill him.
Apa?
Maybe there is.
Adventure ini main nyusul sih.
Got past all the defenses. Even still though, this postpone
Apa?
looks strong.
Advent. Cah
Still
DKV
available. They've
17.
been taking these sites so quickly that they've had no problems just having late utility. Wow, the time almost looks like it's gone, trying to bait some space, but it's all too easy for Genji. Another 3-man player surviving, 8-2 on the board, and this is PaperX's map. They have lost 8 rounds in a row. Other than the pistol in second round, they've achieved nothing.
It's hard to think about. Even the round that was close.
Pik-pikane lho apik banget. Ora ngepick dhewe iki lho. Ono BKB terus.
Early on in a series, on a map that previously Gen G got absolutely obliterated on within their region. Now they come to the international stage and
they might do one better.
Yeah, 13-4 us, well 13-2 you. An opportunity here at least to shut down the first and the second.
Nice.
As well, Rockets on point. And with Lakia down, it looks like PaperX are set to finally put another round on the board. Long have they waited. It's Karen to try to challenge, and he got an opportunity, but it was shut down eventually by something with only one standing.
Nice
It's an
one,
easy
nice
win. 8-3.
Ya ampun.
PaperX
Gila,
finally
berdarah
back on the
darah loh.
board, but hell of a distance yet to go.
Kudu. Ya Allah, masa menang kudu uli.
Individual brilliance out of Forsaken. Definitely had support.
Carane nge-hide chat-e piye deh?
Ada silangnya kudune. Nek mbok full screen, nek ono tanda panah ke kanan. Di atas kanan.
I'm looking at 2 operators on the attack though. Obviously it's something that can be dropped, but they are waiting for aggression here. And it's coming. It's coming.
They ain't waiting in the right spot though.
Oh,
Those
mulai
ops are
hapus.
elsewhere. And that mid control is going to be completely conceded. The golden gun on Lakia. Good to see him shine. Really swinging. I think he's currently 12-6, 2 KD on the board, and a chance to push it even further at 8-3. PaperX tried a mid push, got denied. Now it seems like they're caught. 1 foot in the grave. They don't know whether to continue on that aggression or reset. For the later play, Gen G have not made a decision. With 1 minute 5 seconds on the clock, they don't need to rush. They're holding tight, waiting for PaperX to make the mistake.
They're so nervous of Soul being within the smokes that have
Smoke
placed.
miss.
Most of the time, those smokes are being put down by Munya just to deter aggression, which is exactly what it's done. Texture, though, might have a fight because they're so passive. The operator could be so valuable here. There's no one on the backside once again, but Spike is looking to wrap around in the other direction. A peek out from something. I think Meteor's seen him, but it won't matter too much for now. He's going to activate the dash. Something goes peeking, but now I'm just looking at that timer. TP into the backside once more. It's been cleared out, so the Spike will be able to go down. This almost has to be a complete retake.
As well. There's his 13th. Spike drop. An opportunity indeed with that spike down. 15 seconds left. It's time for Gen G to get a move on.
Waktu kakak.
Nice, sorry.
Nice. Oh, nice.
4 second sing paling anu ya. Konsistensi.
Oh, piye, Cok? Jadi ini, Cok. 4 second jadi kunci, Cok. Tapi menurutku sing rodok munggah memang Monyet sih. Monyet wis mulai apa ya?
Goro-goro
dipasrai Omen ya.
di taunting Heretics toto setai ya.
Kowe match paling apik banget lawan Heretics.
Even still though, you said Lakia's performing. Let's hear from him now.
안녕하세요.
디타운팅 스트리머.
소속으로 활동하고 있는 라키아 김종민이라고 합니다.
디타운팅 배 스트리머.
플레이오프에 진출하게 돼서 행복한 것 같아요.
Benji streamer.
벤지비시 간 스트리머.
되게 힘들었었고 오늘 또한 첫 경기 자체는 되게 힘들었는데 그거를 잘 극복해내서 좋은 모습 보여줘서 기쁜 것 같고요. 이제 플레이오프에 진출이 원래는 첫 목적이었는데 너무 이루게 돼서 기쁜 것 같고 남은 경기도 이제 잘 준비해야 할 것 같습니다.
It leaves it down to just one player actually within the site. They have to go running in though.
Tapi aku tetap pengen dulu Paper X versus Sentinel.
Sama sih, aku pengen nonton Paper X Sentinel sih. Cuman aku merasa Paper X durung menemukan gameplay terbaiknya loh. Maksudnya ora apa ya, ora neng top performance lah. Kayak isih ragu.
Ya ora zamane mbek Jin.
Heeh.
Ya dibantai, cuman aku pengen dulu seru gitu.
Tapi ki sangare isih konsisten tekan playoff. Top 4 gila loh.
플레이오프까지 진출하게 됐고
Yo
Biyen
zaman
Tokyo
something
kayak
ra ono gantine
Gila.
Madrid.
일 텐데
ngeri
GLHF
loh.
그때까지 더
Ngeri loh.
top 3 kan itu.
준비해서
Mbak energi dia menang.
Energi kalah loh, gila.
보여드릴 수 있도록 할 거고요.
Tapi
Tanpa
mungkin
samping kok bajingan.
gue mungkin tapi nek misal
팬분들
som ora nyekel shorty neng kono ki menurutku bisa beda cerita sih.
Iya, beda cerita.
Well, it was third time
Nek si
looking
GRS ra
for
clutch,
Gen G last
beda
time
cerita.
Iya,
facing
wis
off
beda
against
cerita.
Paper X. Now fourth time fantastic. At least kicking off in that first half 8-4 when we left you. And now it's time for Gen G to close this map out. At least that's their mindset going
Tapi
in.
iki menurutku playoff-e rada waktu sih, iso ketemu same region ki piye.
Soalnya Genji karo Sentinel rada ketemu terus dikocok.
Oh. Nice.
Jago niki pistol rontok cok.
Iya, Cok.
Main break ya Allah.
Wah,
masih ngono
apa
meneh.
ki?
Main
Wah,
break
apa
kenapa?
ki? Iki urung metu lho main iki. Maksudnya yo
Ya urung
babak grup,
taginya.
babak grup sempat metu sih, cuman terakhir ora
Turunnya.
metu dong. Monyet cok sing munggah cok. Oh, tembakane mulai kena.
But also it just almost we're going to continuously see the switch
Wisnya kelidas kayak
of
Alex.
going in first. So you're going to have Forsaken sometimes taking space for something, maybe if he has that operator in hand, and something in that round taking space for Forsaken. They are a deadly duo whether the Yoru's there or not.
Tapi nek main break tangi,
That's the reason that they want
aku
to combat after all.
cik iso
Nice
sih.
shot.
Asu Meteor.
Opportunity for more, and he's
Ise
landed that
entuk
shot
lho,
as well.
entuk sak hit lho.
Forsaken's very low, a big help to any teammates
Ya
that end up
Allah,
taking that
masa
fight.
kalah Thrifty terus.
They talk about the
Wingi
outlaw,
kalah
but this man's
Thrifty.
making it work with the Marshall, the cheaper weapon. And okay, an opportunity if they had have spotted the player in the corner.
Yes.
Monieto able to deliver the killing blow. Mind Freak fell to a
Ah,
snap.
bisa-bisanya wis.
Oh, what is that push from Meteor? You will rarely see a
Oh,
man with
nice.
the goal or the gumption to do such a thing. Karen, 1 versus
So
2.
far away.
A serious
Tuh, Karon
opportunity
ki
as he's far away.
medeni
But that
banget
might
deh.
mean
Ki
that
hati-hati
he
iki lho.
gets here, he
Bangsat
could
Papers
pull
gawe
out.
kok ini guru-guru Karon, Cok. Kayak biyen Papers.
'Cause
Buat 3 carry ya lo.
the blitz
Oh.
plays of Paperex have been so fast.
Kan tahu.
Pas
Karen
lawan-
anu ya,
Dia apa
They
sih?
don't need to over-aggress.
Apa?
They've just thrown
ketemu
out
kompe.
the guiding light, the
Ke
flash to
ditemokne saka
get them
player kompe
a
ini kan.
little bit of extra information.
Jarene.
Ora ngerti
Still
aku,
no
tapi
weaponry found. Now, Karen does
Denen
have himself
sing jelas
a
ora
brought up his
ora
full belt of utility.
ora pro player.
Can
Nah, iya
somehow
kan.
isolate one of these
Amatiran
Cok.
ngono.
For now, at least, it seems like he's waiting for that
Ngeri
second
sih.
taken. Smoke will give that away. The spike being planted. And now
Smoke
he's
ngeplonnya
looking to
tetep yang
try
kono.
and see if
Wah,
there's
untuk
any
bulldog
guns
sih,
he
San.
had.
Oh, untuk bulldog.
Well, there you have it.
Angle observernya apik banget sih.
We've got a
Sing
Bulldog
diketoke
to play
senjatane
with
iki lho.
100 HP.
Observer aku ngerti deh observer Jobo ki kok sangar iki. Ah, entuk Davai.
Sinematik.
Ora ding.
Timing
Ayo pick. Oh,
Wes.
nice.
Lho kok Langsung Davai iki mesti. Ki yakin aku kole Davai kuwi. Bangsat.
Iya sih, iso ngerti gitu.
Definitely isn't how they would have wanted to start it. When I add to that it's a Marshall headshot, okay, what can you do?
Anjing.
And
Davai
another
iki yo
Marshall
rada
headshot,
angin-anginan
pushing the
sih.
smoke close range, using it like a shotgun.
Ya,
That's not
denen
gonna feel
sing
great.
paling
Any other player died
caller
in the snake
soalnya.
bite. So,
Iya
few
sih.
kind of random engagements that ended up well, rocking the boat a little.
Nice wes.
We'll see
Nice
what
wes ora se happy
Lemes.
kuwi.
Don't want those alls to be going over to his Meteor.
Ora
Aku
ora
tidak
gitu
sarang
aja lho.
Even just a bit of damage in this round.
Tapi ya
still
nggak
have
tahu ya
something
habis
for the
pegang
next.
rival ya.
Now, this purchase from Paperex has players now fairly low on cash. You've got Forsaken and Mind Freak down at 150 credits. So for the next round, they
serem.
might be in a little bit of trouble. Forsaken, though, he's just
Yeah.
doing walkabouts. He's sprinting after Lakia, but he isn't going to be able to land the shot.
Hati-hati,
Ini
hati-hati.
berundung go Vandal, Cok.
It's only going to be the
Ketok
control
berarti.
that's lost for Gen G.
no heavy
Wah, angel sih ki.
Tidak.
Bisa gitu.
Lakia. Langsung tuh HP Munchkin.
Garingan kan ngepik ya.
Tapi nek loro ngono kan protokolnya wis apik. Emang nganu we. Ya.
Piye?
Kurang timingnya main trip.
Tidak bisa apa-apa, Cuk.
Bonus roundnya fokus aja.
Ngecek pun tidak.
This might be a flawless return to form as Devi's the only man left standing. A 1v5 scenario. Talk about can he do any semblance of damage. As said, they invested some extra credits into this round, so the next round's not exactly going to be pretty. Wouldn't normally talk about saving, but I think actually holding onto a gun here would have more value, and he's just been seen. But knowing exactly where he is now, I imagine there's going to be pressure placed onto this man. Blast packs could be thrown in, but it's just going to be the entirety of the squad looking to just jump down upon him within those last few seconds.
Respect banget, Cok.
Gila.
Respect banget, Cok. Gen Z.
Mainnya rapi banget, Cok.
And Gen G will extend their lead.
Jadi Sentinel lawan Gen Z kayak tim IME lawan tim IME. Rapi lawan rapi, Cok.
Oh. Ngepiknya rada angel ya nek ning dhuwur ngono ki ya.
Kudu nganu. Kudu mau sakjane protokolnya apik bareng. Laki aja rada tangi juga ya. Biasanya laki harus tangi iki. Iki tekstur malah langsung urung tangi juga ini.
Alah, misisan. Kenapa ya main flick ya?
Ngantuk ya, ngantuk.
Wis, der, nice.
Wow.
Sulit.
Biasa. Dibuang biasa itu. Maka kalau udah ke side, masih hidup semua, harus ada yang mati satu anjing, goblok.
Harusnya bisa ya.
Loh. Kok info apa ya? Ya dia ngeliatin fan emang.
Nice.
Masuk. Nah, itu bola. Udah dapat kill gini
Dapat, iya,
banyak.
Cok.
Popping a couple of heads with the sheriff isn't going to go amiss.
Well, this is definitely the time to wake up. You know, we gave the same caveat.
Itu literally kill ketiganya tadi. Double kill. Jadi dari tadi killnya satu tok.
And more importantly, a challenge with so many weaknesses on the board. I mean, this was a round where you have a couple of rifles winning it is a stinger diving onto site, 2 kills out of a sheriff to close the round out. Doesn't get much better than that. It was even a classic jumping around the corner to find one of those opening duels in elbow.
It's also now, you've talked about, it's 8 rounds in a row that were lost. An 8-2 scoreline. The difference is now just 2. That's how close.
Tapi emang Paper X tim sing attacker pasti win rate lo apik di bang defense.
Iya, defense.
Serious pressure.
Wes satu we kita bosok.
Aduh. Dapat
Untuk menara aku ya sudah.
Dapat 2 dong. Wah. Rapi sih. EVOS main kapan bang? Aduh.
Anjing EVOS.
EVOS lebih pengen bikin lagu daripada bikin tim Valo.
Jadi anjingnya gak masuk ya?
Enggak detek kayaknya.
And well, they only really needed one of those rifles by the looks of things.
Timeout
called by Paper X as they can now feel that it's getting very late into this game. We're at a stage where if Gen G picks up one more, they'll be knocking
Alex.
Door. So, yeah, 17 and 14. He's had a great game, but I think that double kill from Munchkin, that tripled his kills.
Mind Freak.
I said Munchkin, sorry, I meant Mind Freak.
Yeah.
Munchkin's been doing well.
Yeah, Munchkin's got triple his kills, that'd be impressive. But yeah, no, Mind Freak's definitely had a quiet performance. I also think something though, like we talked about the duelist in this matchup, other than I'd say even Forsaken, they've actually all been a little bit underwhelming. It's been other players stepping up in this matchup, and I think that's really what we're seeing.
Aku expect Lotus ono perubahan mana sih? Diganti season komse, diganti season aja nih.
I think we're seeing much
Beriki Lotus ya?
Kalah terus anjing.
Beriki apa sih? Ya entera sih. Soalnya Lotusnya rada dibelas. Rada dibelas.
Meh diputer-puter terus. Gagal terus anjing. Puter neh we ngaraku, puter kali nih. Monyet ki nek gores rak duwe rem des, bangsat. Soalnya ning bane
apik sih, bane apik sih.
But this is a ruse. The spike is over on towards B.
Costly ruse perhaps.
Ya apa ku ya?
The decay is gonna fade, but he's still half HP, and Munchkin finds it too easy to deal with him. One well-placed shot, and he's down and out. Now we need to see the return for Gen G as another is found, something falls, 2 rifles still in play, Seekers still in play, and a few flashes here and there. One, in fact, just on Divide. Not a lot for them to fight their way back through with utility, but it's this man's position that might get them something. He's found another with the weaker weapons. This man's an animal. He's being put down. And for Paper X, they look to take it elsewhere, but those steps are heard. Meteor's in position. You might have her trail, but, well, it's a little more difficult to deal with her cleanly. Mind Freak, the last man standing, 1v3. And Munchkin's already spotted him. He's a known quantity with a flank underway. Munchkin just needs to buy some time, back off, and let his teammates take it. And gets this kill, he's got himself a Viper's Pit to play with. Or if he dies, I suppose.
That's the thing. He's literally just playing it because he knows that flank. I really, it was brought up by Lakia in the halftime.
Ngerti soalnya kan kesuwen banget kan.
Like playing with someone like Munchkin has brought a lot of depth to his own playstyle, and you can just see the intelligence even in this round. He literally just pulled Mind Freak towards him. He had no plans to fight him at any stage. Wants to just play the higher percentage play, and that's why Gen G have been able to convert a lot of these advantages. And
kenapa ya? Maksudnya beri untuk kill CG ibu apa? Kayak ora aware nganune gitu.
Dadi ora iso kaya nak sentinel ki entuk CG pergi reset.
Ora sabar.
CG cukup reset ngono. Jadi ora sabar.
You might think it's not doom and gloom. 11-7, 4-round gap. It's not that bad. It's a chance for them to fight back, albeit here with weaker weapons, but they've looked good there. The problem is they've won 4 of those 7 rounds off the pistol and follow-up. Like the injection of rounds early half makes this look like a much closer game than it is. But Gen G have been dominating in rifle rounds. Now they've got 4 ultimates to fall back on, up against weaknesses. But no Lakia, a big opening kill for the side of Paper X, as Heaven could now be theirs.
Pick-pickane apik sih.
Might start to panic, might make a mistake, and with Munchkin inside the
tembusin.
smoke isolated, that might just be the mistake they were looking for.
Hati-hati bang.
This could be
Ih.
Apa kucuk?
Alah.
Kamu tuh cuk
Hilang gitu aja cuk. Padahal mau terlihat menang loh roundnya loh.
This map looking over, as you said, in terms of buy rounds.
Persakan ki kayak elek ultine deh.
Tapi mau endo loh pas neng mid.
5 in a row up against
Defending
kali.
Sekali. Tuh kan, aware-nya itu nggak ada gitu loh. Satu nge-util, satunya ambil senjata.
Pakai peso
ini. Almost all of the buy rounds thus far. The closer rounds for Paper X have been individuals, and they need to show up individually and together. 5 in a row needed, and the challenge already underway.
Okay. Yeah, he put down early utility to try and slow this push a little bit, but the fact is, he underestimated the pacing.
Kontrolnya kalah sih. Oh, nice.
Utility usage in this round. It leaves now Karen. He's had some magical plays, but they know exactly where he is.
Nice one.
It seems so. One here goes bouncing past him.
There
is a flank. No one really watching it, although it seems like Texture was doubting the player behind.
Kenapa tuh?
Oke.
Aman lah.
Yang paling ngebar tuh Mind Freak.
Oh, nice.
Put him down immediately.
There it is. The start of the way back for this squad. They've actually managed to deal with the vast majority of the ultimates as well there, Tom. Gen G are left now with just a Viper's Pit. We listed all of them last round. They got used, they found nothing. So not only winning a buy round, but winning a stacked buy round in terms of ult
Gila lu.
economy. They've still got some left to play with themselves. The
Monyet,
Blade Storm can help out the pit to
Monyet
win
first
rounds. And with 4 needed,
Main free
you're finally
kedutaan
seeing
sih.
Iya
some,
sih.
some negative economic stake. They're
Astaga,
Loh,
melek
telat
dong.
flashnya.
and it's a double. He's got his teammate Meteor with him, and they're absolutely extinguishing the flame of Paper X's early fight. This squad's going to have to go back and reconsider, surely.
Yeah, I like this.
Konangan
Just a
kan?
direct counter. These A-side takes have been one of
Mundur
the
gak
biggest
sih?
problems. Viper's pit, although
Boleh
they
rotate gak
just
sih?
go with 2 duels. A little
Itu
bit
mau ngetek
dangerous.
lagi ya sih.
Spamming.
Lakiannya
And because
Wow.
of that,
Ngeri cuk.
being able to get rid of Meteor is a big
Gak
pick,
bisa di-heal.
because that was looking like map control and a man advantage for Gen G. Instead, much more of a problem. And also bear in mind, Lackey
Kayak
is the
gini
only
dalam
one
main
who
frag
can't be
satu.
healed.
I mean, that cam there is very important. Just seeing something clear the spawn, you see how much space they lost. Because this Viper's pit isn't just stopping a push, it's stopping all of Paper X's plans. Their plan was to blitz A. They get slowed, they get stopped, and now they have to go back and re-clear everything. Even if there's not a player flanking, if they're just pushed up in B main, holding that
Great
aggro
eye.
intel, you're going to find it very hard to actually dive in. Now, this TP is to B site.
Ah,
Top,
nggak
it's
kelihatan guys.
going to be broken last second with something down below.
Oh,
Spotted
ente.
and taken down. Gen G have the advantage. They're gonna
Ya,
challenge
satu-satu
to
dong.
get inside
Ah,
the pit.
habis kan.
And what a
It's done.
mistake that
It's
was.
done.
Welcome
Ente,
to his
GG
world.
Kunex.
With Munyet, the last man standing, and a free kill presented. He's got 3 more to
15
go.
seconds.
He's found the 4Ks in the past, Dom, but this would be
doesn't
exceptional.
have time.
Good luck to
Wah.
you, and good night.
Yeah,
Selesai,
it just
selesai,
TP-nya
selesai.
And the
tak
fact
kira
is they're
TP-nya
running through
Monyet
of
tuh
that
dibuat
Viper's pit with the
ngambil
spike,
spec
they
cok.
needed to clear that man
Ah,
out.
dibuat
It
ngetek tuh.
Baik, Cok, kita
did not
tidak
happen.
setenang
A
kuwi
stellar
sih.
map, losing both pistols
Jadi
and only
ekspektasinya
losing
ki gen
8 rounds.
oh iki rotate ki
Performance
terus
for the side of
Viper-nya
GG.
It's even
bisa
more
dipateni
impressive
dhewe.
considering Munyet on Paper X, a player that we've
Dia tak
highlighted
mudun-mudun
again and
gitu ya.
again, that was a big talking point, not just from the desk, but even from the team themselves when they were being interviewed. And he comes out fragging. The calls were good. We had some good fake plays, but at the end of the day, this was a Gen G map. 13 to 8
gila
doesn't
sih.
sell it. This was convincing.
Iki
And now they move on to their
ini
pick of
piknya
bonus
anu,
after this.
piknya Genji.
Keras tadi.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin. In this series, I'm going to walk you through attack on Pearl. Watch out for the
Wih.
stairs, clear this angle. You're going to be able to fight this.
Aku merindukan Pearl sih.
Udah. Kenapa ya aneh orang itu?
Iki tapi untung ono anu ya. Ada lower bracket.
Ada. Karena masih bisa ketemu nih.
Aku nek
Tapi
nonton
pengen
Peprex
tetep-
mesti kalah. Bagas gila.
Kurang sering guys nontonnya guys.
Heeh, guys. Nontonnya aja sekali tok, guys. Ben main, guys.
gives you wings.
3 menit, guys.
Life hands you bad lemons. Try and make it lemonade. Easy on the sugar cane. Switch it to agave. Gave it all I had left. I can't do agape. My conditions written out. Take it up with God. Hey. You can pay me for my time though. And it all on the high note. I don't like to say goodbye. Found out I'm probably Irish. Deep down, feeling down, hold a smile like it's August. Seeking answers, all I found is you can't tell me what's good. You can't tell me what's good for me. You can't tell me what's good for me. You can't tell me what's. If everybody jump right now, will the world crack? Feel the bang in your head like it's whiplash. Can you feel that?
Boleh jajan
All
tuh.
this back and forth
Yo.
to be free. But you can't tell me what's good for me. If everybody jump right now, with the world crack?
Halo Advent. Ono sapa wae do ono Deva, ono Advent. Dirimu meh join. Kalau mau join tak invite Discord.
Everybody moving scared, don't know what the answer is. Told myself I say the word, speaking like a prophet did. It just feel like stranger things, upside down and overwhelmed. Chaos just to set you free, chaos just to set you free. Deep down, still in doubt, hold a smile like a sock. Seeking answers, all I found is
Ambil makanan dulu guys. NRNJ iki apa? Guys. Oh neng di, iki tak invite. Tak invite. Dirimu lagi balik, Van. Anjing. Pengimen, Van. Kenapa? Ngedrop. Apaan nih ngedrop? Apaan nih ngedrop? Oh, jangan lupa claim drop. Iya guys. Jangan lupa claim drop.
페이퍼렉스가 익숙하지 않으면 그 플레이 스타일에 상당히 당황하기 마련인데 좀 젠지 같은 경우에는 페이퍼렉스 스타일에 대해서 충분히 잘 알고 있고 잘 분석이 돼 있잖아요. 페이퍼렉스를 상대로 좀 어떻게 경기를 풀어나가는
Yang ini udah habis belum sih? Yang apa namanya? Yang player card.
저희 또한 피지컬이 지지 않는다는 생각을 하고 있거든요. 그래서 저희도 역으로 저희도 공격적으로 하자는 식으로 많이 얘기를 많이 하고 있고요. 그런 게 좀 잘 되는 것 같아요. 네, 저희가 피지컬이 좀 더 좋은 것 같아요.
Kira-kira menang siapa, Mas?
Of course, PaperX infamous for
Kalau
their W gaming.
tak lihat Genji sih.
I feel like Genji players can match up to their firepower as well, and I feel like we're shooting more heads too today. So we just came into this matchup with the mindset.
Mainnya rapi banget Genji.
With aggressive attitude, you know, don't be afraid to take those fights. Don't give them too much respect, and I feel like we're just having a really good day overall.
Bukan Genset kan dia Genji tadi. Bukan Genset.
It's not just a good day. They've had a great tournament so far. I'm Yingsu and I'm back here with Mimi and Hypok. You heard it from Solo.
Tapi mungkin kalau misal ki ya sing mlebu sing masuk final Genji sama Sentinel, mungkin aku megang Genji sih. Sakit sih. Genji sakit banget sih.
Genji was always on point with the rotation, setting up reclears, swinging together, whereas PaperX looked like a team who was, you know, playing for the individuality.
Yeah, and the telling thing for me is Genji willing to step into that zone with PaperX, where, you know, you have the flood pretext or, you know, stacking up bodies and looking very aggressive engagements. Genji, we're getting down and dirty with them. I'm kind of coming out on top.
Yeah, you guys are hyped up the rookie Karen coming to this a lot, and here he is in the Verizon high-speed moment round 17. I mean, you gotta check your
Iya sih, kayak apik banget sih mainnya.
This is exactly the sort of scenario that I'm talking about, right? Making plays like this, getting ahead of this execute.
Dapat 2.
When you allow them to execute onto you, come up, play very aggressive, and Karen, I mean, Tom nailed this as well in the cast. There's a sort of rank play that catches PaperX off guard.
Wah, ketutupan.
their level of unorthodox.
I think that's exactly the point, right? They're used to teams playing back, cowering in fear, playing for flood retakes against a squad like this instead. Gen.G can give it to them. They're so willing to get proactive, to fight into these executes, and their site anchors were constantly staying alive, doing stuff like that, and actually buying time for the team to rotate over and help everyone out, which you contrast that to PaperX. Their players were trying to do the same thing, and they were getting owned by the executes.
Yeah, and you saw it in the vibes.
For second wes lemes gitu.
They were shouting across the stage. And on the other side for this, for PaperX, as we take a look in the AIM lab shoot around, Monyet, again, he was kind of one of the players we were really looking forward to watching, but what else has he got?
I mean, he was looking pretty deadly at the start of this map here. Again, super aggressive, almost like in the pistol round. He forgot he was put onto the Omen, still on the raise for some reason, jumping in. But there's just a number of situations where you're looking here, and I was talking about, you know, some of the aggressive plays the PaperX mate. They felt very disjointed. It felt like it came down to one person delivering at the end of that sort of play.
Tembakannya miss lah.
Emang netral gitu. Dasar.
They can rely on those moments against lesser teams, can rely on those moments against a team that's not familiar with them, but Gen.G knows them so damn well. They're used to dealing with these individual plays and not letting them pass them.
I mean, we've been here before. I'm not expecting a smile from this man, but I am expecting a solution. Let's hear what Alex has to say ahead of that too.
Wah, main race.
Hey guys, I'm here right now with Coach Alex of PRX. So we did see that, you know, although the team struggled on that map, once the side switched,
Ketok sepi ya, apa mergo lagi
and we do know that the team is a
ganti
very
map.
momentum heavy based team. So what do they usually need
Enggak.
like maybe from
Asia ki di Madrid
sepi ya.
Fencing.
I mean, usually momentum comes when you win some rounds, you know. So
Kecuali di Amerika banyak.
Iya sih.
if it goes well, you know, then we can snowball.
Apalagi EU-nya udah habis.
make sure that they get their nerves in check, yeah?
I guess so.
Iya.
Okay, let's see if PaperX can wrangle in those nerves and get map 2.
Alex, you've done this before. You made the comeback before. Come on.
Lotus ya.
Dude, Yinsu, we gotta get
Ganti lagi dong.
they need this energy.
Wah,
Sama ini kayak terakhir.
ini monyetnya balik ke race lagi.
They've played on this map.
Yeah, we've gone back again. We've got the Cypher back in and Monyet back on the
Terakhir Lotus pakai ini.
Enggak yo. Terakhir tuh Lotusnya ini
Itu loh.
tuh.
Kompetnya 50% 2 times play itu loh.
Oh, bukannya terakhir
Pertama.
nggak Astra ya?
Oh, berarti kisah yang pertama.
Ya, iya kan.
I think kisah yang pertama.
Gila, map ini 25%. Rendah banget sih. Ayo tak ambil makanan dulu. Raston juga mau.
Guys. Liquid itu wis teko flavornya tetep ora semetu kuwi ternyata tak kira bakal metu banget. Nah, nang potku. Kuki tuku sing attack wala sunrise. Rasanya kok Stella. Apa? Rasanya kok Stella jeruk. What's up?
It's looking like elimination might be on the line soon. I don't mind the change back, because obviously this isn't the comp they played last time, but it is the comp they ran versus Heretics. I think it's slightly better for them overall. Still has something on the Jet as well.
Komputerku kuat melaku City sekalian loro, guys.
I think this just allows him to do more damage.
Jika main aku.
Wish. Asal ngepick tuh.
Expect anybody to still be around the angle. Because of that, they've lost the first battle.
Dulu squad Twitch ki mungkin gila kan?
Kudune Twitch paling banter sih. Nice.
Caranya di banter ki piye? Ra iso.
Apa nih? Ora iso.
Oh, wes.
Di pause we.
Speednya dibuat 2 kali.
Aduh. Aduh. Kocak.
I'm not gonna be the coward.
Iya dong. Di battle kayak gitu. Pisone.
Well, I'll win it out. And PaperX, that was again. We talk about the advantages and their conversions. What was that? 5v3
Mereka emang gak nge-smoke nganu apa?
Mau di battle kira sih.
Heaven apa piye to, Cuk? Kok ora ono smoke Heaven?
Kayak mau ini gak sih tadi maksudnya? Mau plan buat 3 gak sih?
Nah, poin buat 3 yo backside-nya gak di-push to, Cuk.
Iya sih. Memang orang yang nge-push backside mau.
Lah mau mati loro. Di-push back saka apa ki? Saka dhuwur matinya.
Oh.
Cuk, iki takik tangi tau tekstur to.
Gila. Ngeri sih tekstur sih.
Well, this is where we are going to get the investment. Mitch, you'll be happy. Forsaken is already bringing in an Odin.
Listen, he's a wise man. I've always said that, Tom, and he's just proven my point, isn't he? You won't expect this off rip if you're Gen G, and a little bit of danger for Texture. That crosshair's lined up on his head, and it's done some damage, some serious damage by the looks of it. Down to 77. Texture's tag, Lucky has dropped. We can continue on with the spams. Heals for most players. Divide the only one to stay quite low, not having anyone to bring him back to full fighting health. Realities though, they're in a pretty good position. The close range spot by Karen shouldn't be left unchecked. There's still a flash on Divide. You expect that to pop as they move forward.
Nice. Bisa gitu loh.
Exactly. Clean trades for Paper X.
Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be fight after fight. Meteor now has to try and pull off some individual brilliance as well. I think
Kayak isih ketok ya ngono ki. Nah, aku sing main rak mungkin ketok sih.
Mungkin feeling dong. Perlu gak sih something? Perlu gak ya? Perlu gak sih? Tuh kan asu. Ini ngotek-ngotek gue Alex gue. Kontol rek sore gue asu.
Iya.
Cari terus anjing. Yang miskin kalian anjing, hey.
Kira sih malah
giveaway cok Rone cok. Bangsa tuh.
Ya habis dong. Mati juga ora ding. Mati dong. Rado usaha metu nih. Kacau sih.
Versus a player that had a bulldog, Munchkin. Well, you can already see him smack talking, and it's not the only thing getting smacked.
Tapi miskin cok.
Round 4, and there's going to be a real challenge for this attacking side. Weakness is already seen. Chance for Gen G to shut down the way back through for Paper X very early on. We know this is a map that both teams can pull to tight contention, but with Gen G having done that extra work on it, picked it into this series. I'm worried for Paper X. It's early times just now, but with showstoppers online for both squads, we knew this was coming. Munyet's on the way, head caught on the arch on the way through. It slowed him down enough and actually bought some time for Meteor to escape.
Tembak sih.
Around the corner, no one's going to go down to that showstopper, but it's claiming a lot of space.
Space-nya aduh.
Bang udah bang, ada 3 bang.
Multiple players on the other side. Showstopper, he should be dead. He actually almost manages to catch one. Even still, though, for Gen G, this looking
timing.
Something either. It's going from bad to worse for Paper X. They need to find a miracle through these spams. At least been able to get one, but they don't know if the player's still on the spike. The second tap will definitely help them out, but it's loading just going through. Too many bullets to dodge there. Gen G
Lower bracket gak sih?
And well, we mentioned them losing all their players. It's going to hurt now.
Nah ketemunya laut. Oh, posisi Karon rak tertulis tiba dari kok ngono lho. Nah, kameranya aku tunggu-tunggu. Alex.
Saat itu sih. Bener sih Wilson ngomong kudu ono koncone si Alex sih.
Ya. Dia ada observer, ada analis. Apa sih? Ada wakil
Asisten coach.
Asisten coach, ada analis.
That's the main reason. You've got Karen aggressively up. It's allowed for a gamble rotation, so he's just moving that Odin elsewhere. Not the most common door to spam because you are open to a
Nopra Sleepy melebu go position ya? Analis season ya?
Nggak paham sih.
Malah jadi konten
General manager. Oh.
excellent at knowing when to reposition as well, so they can lead those.
Bah. Hati-hati bang, hati-hati bang.
Gokil rak lagi ya overrose.
Iya cok. Malah line up.
Sen.
They'll get nothing done. A flawless round. I hate to harp on the economy, but Gen off to a flying start with it yet again.
Semakin jatuh ya.
Last map, but it is still very early days. Plenty of time for PaperX to find their footing. They don't want to waste time throwing rounds away. They've called a timeout.
That's the funny thing. We might actually get to the point where we can just highlight when Genji don't have money.
Yep.
We'll just save time.
Yep. It's the play.
They've had it the whole time throughout the series. I like the pause though coming out from PaperX because this has been rough. And even looking back versus KC, they struggled when it came to this attack inside. A lot of that was a bit of a peculiar composition, but I don't know if this one's looking any better for them right now. Also, it has a lot of reliance, again, on this double duelist. And there was a moment or two at the beginning where I was like, okay, something looks like he's here to play. But ever since then, they're just getting boomed. And everyone on the other side for Gen G has looked utterly fantastic.
Tapi kenapa ya? Kok EU bisa habis gitu? Fanatik ya bisa kalah kenapa ya?
Sangar. Karena Catbin sangar Fanatik tok. Fanatik medun ya wis entek.
Kenapa ya?
Ya walaupun Heretics Casey gigit juga sih, maksudnya rak separah FPX kan rak iso ngopo-ngopo wingi. IDG oke lah. Lumayan Heretics Casey lumayan. Cuman masih nggak sebanding sama Fanatik zamannya sangar banget. Aduh ini aku notice Fanatik coachnya ganti loh.
Iya. Masuk mergo ra ono mini.
Yo ngaraku dan ganti coach soalnya neng Champions rada kurang.
Ya ampun ra ono aware.
Makanya cuk.
Isih ngetap loh. Nice.
Oke. Udah, 4-3 aja.
Nggak usah bang. Hati-hati bang. Kenapa ya main freak ya? Angle-nya nggak ada yang masuk loh. Tapi ngopo gue? Texture ngopo gue?
PaperX had someone to take the third. This time though, they lose out when it comes to the post plan. You gotta say, they really could have used that round.
This is one of those things as well where Meteor's in a 2v2 scenario. The amount of times I feel like I've watched him just get both kills and his teammates still rotating. Like he's just so confident at this stage in his individual ability and even just ducking under where he assumed his opponent would be holding. That was again another big round for PaperX. A lot invested, even having some decent early trades, but it isn't to be. And now, well, Bladestorm is really all we could talk about, and they're still ready for his initial play.
Untung miss.
Managed to dodge that singular bullet fired by Texture.
Apa itu?
Kenapa ini?
We saw good success for that. I think Monyet on the previous map was throwing out a few of those little feelers. But the idea now is you can't play up against that op. This ain't the round 4. Your Blade Storm's already gone, and everyone else has.
Ya ditembusi, Cok.
Numbers advantage is the way to go, and they've done it. At least trading out the first. Karen though, he has been consistent every
nggak ke-blend lagi. Nice. Apa itu, Cok? Ya.
Tidak, baru nih mah.
Oh, iya, kita ya dulu.
Right into their crosshair, 6-1 for Gen G. 4 ultimates online coming into round number 8.
It's one of those scenarios where, again, PaperX have made some of these rounds look somewhat competitive, but Gen G are consistent.
Kenapa ya timing Genji apik banget loh.
As you said, ults are in their favor, finances are in their
Ngecet.
favor. There's at least a lot coming online in this round.
Apakah operatornya menjadi jawaban? Gimana tuh?
You see the idea as well? We see the aggression. We try to take space elsewhere. Denied on A because
Tembakannya ya.
aggressive. Give them PaperX a taste of their own defensive medicine. This is a really good start with 4 ultimates to fall back on, 3 of which will help you out if you're in a pinch. For PaperX, where do they go? Where do they take it? Maybe they can get a neural effect.
Aduh.
They can even drop a body.
Masuk gitu ya.
Kokangnya Dora sih. Nice.
I don't know where they're going to take this on the attack, but I think I know what the result will be regardless.
Quiet as well.
Bang. Nice.
Make things a little bit more interesting. The reveal as well will tell exactly where their opponents are. Knowing there's only one player here, the turret though, keeping things disrupted.
Meteor juga pono ya.
Again, full sprinting to help his teammate out. It gets close for a matter of seconds, but Gen G continues
dibantai.
Iya, Cok. Gila loh.
Langsung udah
nembak
splash.
Bingung yang main. Kalah betul kabeh. MP kalah.
Soalnya rak mau kalah timing tuh, kalah nembak tuh.
Iya, Eme wis kacau.
No, I would say that's very bad if you're a PaperX fan.
Dinta ke timeout Cok.
Tapi percuma juga nek misal second half timeout tapi 11-1 ya meh piye.
This time, I don't care what agent he's playing, he's having a damn tough time. 2 and 8. Compare that to Split last time, finding so many opening entries on that attack side. Now listen, I'm going to be the last person to complain about Jet dying on the attack, right? Often that's your job. But here we haven't seen those dive plays.
Wes tidak berkata-kata gitu.
At least that hasn't been the crux of their attacking side. The problem is, how many rounds have we seen where literally 10 to 15 seconds in, it's 3v5. No control, no benefit for it. One guy goes down, they push somewhere else, that guy goes down, then they sit there with nothing to do.
Think about the spots that Gen G are also willing to claim. Like, they pushed out 2 players in all the way past Mound. They weren't even holding the deep angles anymore because what's the point?
And they pushed A
swing
with 2 players in the same round.
Yeah.
Right? So like, this is the thing. You even peek your head out and you go, oh, are they rubbled? Yep, they are. I'm dead.
Yep, they're everywhere.
Now we have no advantage. We're playing from
push
behind.
B. It looks like they are.
Ultinya papat sih San Genji.
B control being taken by 3 players.
Tekstur satu lagi ya ulti anjing. Ultinya murup kabeh. Di battle.
Oh, suara ready ya?
Makanya.
Nice.
Bentar bang, sabar bang.
Waduh.
16.
Low kabeh kan. Apa kuwi?
Kok garingan sih? Kenapa ya?
with the operator as
Kenapa ya?
now is a nade below him. He's safe up top. He's got the angle. Could even pick off Munchkin. That could make it
di aware dong nih dur.
I didn't think he could fire off that quick.
It's just like he's got an op as a negative, and then it's like, no, never mind.
Wide swings it. Like, all right, we're quick scoping now, but that's the level we've hit for Genji. 8-1, Tom. Yeah, I almost wanted to say coming into this map, well, it can't get any worse. It just has. It was 8-2 at least last time.
Yeah, it definitely is looking like a golf in class. Which, again, considering this is the number 1 and number 2 from the same region.
Soalnya lagi switch ke Watch deh. Playstyle PaperX kan.
Iya.
Ke post plan lagi. Mereka sing bakal maju. Jadi diinteni misan. Mau kan ngenteni tok.
Ento.
Ora tekstur sing ngepick lho.
Ora sing mau sing apa jenenge? Sing 1v4 gitu.
Nah, kayak ngono. Ya kayak ngenteni ya, kan gue ngepick lah, ternyata ngepick.
Let's just throw one out just to see. There you go. There it is. Okay. Cycle the economy a little bit. Here comes the big
Nggak dapat lagi.
It's not found the value it needed to. The lockdown has been destroyed and Meteor was tagged down quite a bit.
That's the value, right? That's the value. They got rid of the they got rid of the lockdown, so they can at least claim some space.
Motor aku. Oke sampai.
Dapat 2, oke. Hati-hati, hati-hati.
Oke, nice.
Ngepush dong, ngepush dong.
They've got decent amount of HP and they've lost Mind Freak. Okay, but it's all right. They've still got 2 players. No
Ngepiki.
Gotta just take these fights, not one at a time.
Ngepick sisan tapi berdua.
Aduh si Cinelo sih.
Kalau gue crossfire. Nah ini crossfire bagus nih.
Oh.
8-4 nih yuk.
Terus second mati.
Genji got to be feeling confident. The good thing is they used 3 ultimates there.
Yeah, they lose the rounds, they use the ult.
Gila yang ngekill cuma banyak. Ya apa? 12 yang lainnya 4 cok. Gapnya jauh banget cok.
The fact is they did peak Munchkin individually. First player peaks, dies, second gets dinked, and it's only finally they reposition. I think we would have needed a new desk completely for Alex if they managed to lose that round, but it's scary that it even got close.
I think just get rid of the desk, man. Punching bag with an LED screen in it.
Whose face is on it?
It depends on the game. Make it interchangeable.
Yeah,
Well,
nice.
Forsaken's picked off Karen. That's a fantastic kill. Look how open the A side is, and they've made that realization. There's no further challenge. There's no utility. There's no reaction from Genji.
Boleh sih lihat itunya. Kan. Ini for second goyang ya.
Tapi timingnya laki ya under juga. Nah ini ki kepede cok.
Nggak usah ngepush bisa sih. Tunggu di situ aja bisa loh di push. Di pick dong.
Nah ini mainnya langsung dulu.
Kan.
I think it's because Divide's having to check too many angles. The Seekers at least will give it away. Showstopper has been thrown in. He might get caught by all of the Seekers, but his teammates got his back, and that means he'll be able to kill off Mind Freak. The remaining players a bit of an obscure position.
Jauh banget tuh Davai.
Because of that, he's going to be able to deny the defusal. The spam doing so much damage, and now
No time gak sih?
Bisa. Nah.
Oh. Ente. Nice. Aduh yang dikasih OP Davai dong. Wes. Something wes.
Something kan terus soalnya.
Iya sih. Wes. Ketenangan.
Continue on forward now. This round, the last of the half, Genji come in with the Viper's Pit. That's going to be a problem to fight through on the defensive side, or potentially a very strong tool for retakes.
Man, it's scary when it's a Red Bull clutch that gets you your 3rd round, but as long as they're getting the rounds, I don't think they're going to mind too much. This battle is now changed. It was previously Karon being solo, now it's Texture and his operator.
Masuk itu sing ketok kalbun itu, Cuk.
Makanya.
Tangan apa?
Looks like they're going to go back into it. Is there a flash? Is there
Aduh.
No, it's
Piknya
peak by Monyet. Players up top
kenapa ya?
trade, but Texture's out of the angle too quickly. Paper X have given him another shot. And it looks like another bite of this apple as around comes another, but finally the miss is there. Texture gets the reset though with low HP. He's dancing around, but he's being caught. There was no escape this time, and with Lakia falling, a real chance emerging.
Nice. Udah gak sih? Bang?
Some punch to be packed. Let's see. Meteor's on his way in. Up close with a teammate further away. Munchkin's making a lot of noise. They're trying to find an angle to deal with him, and instead running into Meteor. Well played. Now they can group up and try to force this 2v2 with the Viper's Pit. That was a little scary. Thought Munchkin was about to be spammed, but now they've got a lot of space as they close in the distance. No snake bites to play with though. That could help out, keep them way out of this pit, and with Munchkin
SP.
Oh, nice.
Ya 8 meneh, oke.
at the halftime. They found some legs to stand on.
Tapi udah mendeni gak sih nek Paper X defense?
The second half will be tough if they lose the pistol.
Tergantung.
Iya Allah, ya Allah.
Astaga.
Gila.
Bayar semua gini.
Dan nembaknya tenang banget gitu loh.
But again, it's those player deficits that are actually what turn the tides over there. Well done from Paper X to at least get something.
Well, Tom, it's time now to toss this one over to Divide.
Ya ampun, ya ampun.
It's like a stressful game. I feel like, for me personally, I feel like we are playing against ourselves.
Tapi rupanya pucat.
Kind of like similar, you know. I mean, trying to outsmart them. I mean, they were very good. I would say they are smart, and they kind of like one step ahead, especially on Lotus. We kind of like way behind them. Yeah, I think we were taking too easy.
Tapi sing rada aneh wingi pas SEN Carmine Court, kudune kuwi iso menang gak sih Carmine Court. Tapi kenapa tiba-tiba performanya jadi medun gitu?
For some of them, it's like their first time in Masters.
Katanya tuh lu neng wes mulai iso nembak cacah Paper X. Iki kan dong nembak ya.
Iya sih. Ketahan iki lho kayak ketahan aku nontonnya ketahan OP neng soko mid si sapa jenenge si something ngepick mid neng bimen gitu. Terus mereka ketahan dari respect banget. So ngenteni neng kono wong papat apa ya? Gila sih.
Punishing us over and over. And also, Karon was playing insane as well, even though he's a newcomer. But I think he's probably like the top player in the league. I think he got MVP as well in the Pacific kickoff. And yeah, I mean, insane. Yeah, maybe we go back and cook some strats, you know, to cook these two.
Well, Divide has certainly been cooking 15-9, exiting that first half. With the next closest player being something. Pretty good player, pretty well respected. He's got 6 kills. Almost a third.
Anjir, transisinya apa ya? Baru Davai ngomong di ketok ke Davai ini.
But that little 3-round streak to close out the first half, Tom, it's given them a chance here. We want to see them take the pistol though.
Yeah, we want this to be a competitive match that it definitely has not been. Genji looking like a competitor for the crown, and thus far we haven't seen the Paper X that we know and love. This pistol round might just be a deciding factor. A great start from Monyet. Already pushing aggressively on the other side is something waiting for someone to try and make their
Cukup.
Bang udah bang. Nice.
to get out of there and is now waiting for the cavalry to arrive as the rest of the team somewhat opportunity, but
awareness.
Bisa begitu loh.
In their favor, something needs to do a little bit more. He's done some damage. There's the fall.
Boleh.
A shot right to Texture's temple. That's going to put us in a 4v2 with Paper X. Definitely favored to take this pistol now. Forsaken.
Gue dapat dari mana?
Midnya dibuka dornya.
Boleh.
Nice 4G. 3K.
That's exactly what they need. Just him having confidence because you look at
Iki main freak kenapa ya?
risks about it, but
Akil.
that's always been his
Dia ini tahu gini.
Duitnya sih akeh, bener sih, duitnya sih akeh.
basically not main, so then get the finances built up early, get the orbs
Ngarepku
rolling.
mangane keluarkan mau.
Which is exactly thus far. Get that sniper into his hands. This game can definitely slip. As said,
Apa memang mereka sengaja meh nganu ya? Meh running lower bracket ya?
Ya ora to, Cok. Ora sengetrol kuwi anjing.
Oh,
Urepe troll banget anjing.
Tapi nganu lho, apa? Pepres ki ketoke nek ber.
Tiga gol tak, Cok.
Gila, Cok. Wah, ki nekat sih.
Desa Rono aku.
Nganu ya, meh tuku apa? Pergi something.
Iya sih.
Aku nenggo.
Bagus.
Aste ngapus dhewe Gus. Nek dene orpe res no emang golek mati golek orpe. Biasanya res kan golek mati malah.
solo, but you can see the rotation already coming out from Monya. Jump peak will give him the
Aduh,
info to go back in
ente bang.
Marshall. This is a round that they shouldn't
Wah.
really have any opportunity to win. The weaponry not falling into their hands off the kills they've garnered.
Dia Joni.
The players they're pushing into
Oh,
are
nice.
actually just going to start pushing into them. A good round.
Rodok-rodok sih nek kuwi. Rodok serem sih.
Di expect ra sih itu kope. Kudune di expect ya?
Di expect.
Ope kan?
OP.
Dan ngetekan yang ngono kuwi paling expected angle.
Tinggal dewean loh.
Nek mainnya rapi, untuk siji cabut ora apa-apa,
Iya
masalah
sih.
ngepicknya.
It also means they can gamble the control. They've got him holding onto the A site, an aggressive position from This is not really the gun you want to have here.
Nice.
He gets out of there unscathed.
Oh bagus.
They also had
Movementnya
Apa
loh.
sih?
players outside C, but after that
Saya cele monyet ki api dis. Kabure api.
has already happened. So
Rodok setara mbek Jing hotel.
Iya.
position, and honestly,
Wah, lagi-lagi yang kena main freak cok.
Heeh.
Bang,
Kapurmu piye Jel ting?
nice.
Bangsat. Oke.
Sabar gak sih?
Untung
Sabar
di
gak
pop
sih?
dashnya tadi asu.
Aduh, pigmennya aja. Gila. Oh, nice. Nice trade.
Aku kok jadi delay itu ya?
Di pause terus di play meneh. Oh, nice. Nice. Ya, ini baru terlihat bangkit lagi nih sepertinya nih. Oh ya sih.
Belum ngeplay.
Ini bonus round kan mereka?
Semi.
So they three-man push, even a trade there's not too bad, knowing there's some things on the other side. And even though he only gets one kill, he does enough to delay and allow for those rotations. Devi as well though, as you said, he's been fantastic. 19 and
Secara teori ya, secara normal 8 sama ya asu nek di gua bangsat.
something once more. They know he's gonna be here. They know there's a high chance
Oh,
he'll be here.
nggak ngepop.
Really put the pressure on
Des tuh.
Makane.
Ada gila-gilanya. Dilepas B-nya. Nice. Minimal B-nya dicek sih.
Dicek with Devi.
They've been left to try and trade it out. 2 versus 3. Meteor's good position has been noted. As we said earlier, they know that trap was broken. They know there could be someone around here. It's why you see Divide
ono trap ya.
for Mind Freak, waiting for the plant to come through.
Posisinya monyet ya bagus.
Finishes this flank. Looks like they're aware. Well, they're very much aware that something is going on. I mean, paper
Ambil OP-nya. Meteor OP.
Why are they not trying to fight for any bit of control?
Meteor
Something
OP.
they'll find an answer to until they plant the spike.
Looks like because they've spotted players near
Meteor punya touch
and they're worried about their spawn, they're actually going to go fighting aggressively.
Oh, di aware dong.
Big win if it comes through. Nice work from Meteor. One bullet
Terus.
left.
Aduh, platnya Porsche.
Nothing being spotted towards the spawn. This means they know where they are.
Wah,
Cocok teramu tuh.
toh OP meteor bahaya toh. Ya Allah, ya Allah.
Apa aku bilang dibuang toh asu.
DK cok.
That's what I said about this guy. He knows he'll hit the shot. For some reason, when it's him, a 2v2, and he goes, okay, I've got the first one.
Tadi kan something dapat satu tuh. Satu per second. Tuh dua orang itu nggak memilih untuk mundur terus nanti retake bareng, tapi fight aja gitu.
Namanya juga Paperex.
Well, uncouth, but it works this time. Certainly caught his opponents off guard with Genji 9-7 and claiming that round.
Oh, OP-nya dibuang dong sama Meteor. Gila. Nge-picknya situ loh.
Oh, nice flash. That's good. But he hasn't got the dash anymore. It's faded out. But Munchkin, oh, the shot's missed. And Munchkin's been given a second chance at life while the showstopper is again just. Oh, I thought just using the face, but he
Nice. Nice. Nice.
the dive comes in from PaperX. They've got a lot to work with.
Ultinya dibuka apa?
In theory, forcing them back, it hasn't happened at all. They went aggressive. Made this one problematic. Spike already planted at least.
Untung
They're
ulti
gonna
dah.
have to respect it and just fall back. Munchkin still holding, and they have a pretty nasty potential crossfire just with the amount of time that can be born. Munchkin is just looking at that clock. That's all he really aiming for.
Bagus banget cok timingnya cok.
Oh, gila. Nice.
Almost
Okay,
onto
nice.
the second. The PaperX respond in turn, a back and forth
Bahaya sih, bahaya sih.
in this second half, and they close the gap once again to just one round.
Oh gini, Meteor dicekali OP bahaya gak sih? Iki untung rak nganu sih.
GLHF round.
You make a decision there. Do you gamble it? Do you not? And well, he chose wrong. Chips on the wrong color. Well, 9-8. And for PaperX, it looks like they've really got their hands dug into those reins. The economy is low. We've seen Genji win low by rounds. There's a Viper's Pit online with 1 kill from Munchkin, 1 orb, 1 plant. But the main thing is something has got basically an
Wow. Des kemana bang? Bang Des kemana bang? Untuk loro dong. Oh nice, oke, mulai kembali.
Lagi ora tai nih, oke nih tai
Gila
nih.
sih.
Coba terusnya dimenangkan dulu nih.
Desnya sih, desnya cukup baik. Desnya cukup baik.
Saat bangsat.
Iya, Paperex kok ngetrol.
Tapi gila sih. Iso
Dia cuma lihat kepala tok ya.
Iya loh. Ini loh, ini masih dapat loh flicknya.
Kayaknya tembakannya rak kena mati deh, cok.
Cuk. Ini antara Genji, Lotusnya juga kurang atau mungkin Paperex Lotusnya udah oke. Ya kan, kenapa cok? Oh nice. Masih selamat cok. Bang, tahan terus bang.
Waduh.
Thrifty ki. Ayo pick.
Bus. 50 tapi ya.
Boleh sih ngepick dropnya tapi pakai aware dong, aware dong. Oh nice, aware dong. Wah.
Wah, duel klasik. Mana pet saatnya bangun ya kayaknya.
Wah gila, headshot season.
Cocote. Tembakannya gila ini terus. Saat ke kelas ini terus.
Gila.
Wah, di komit gue ulti nih.
Genji could be on the home stretch very, very soon, and Forsaken in that corner needs value. They've not seen him. He's good for
Wah, ente.
Waduh, dapat satu.
Nice sih, dapat satu.
Masternya low sih.
pivotal facts for us as PaperX look to move back through. So many players.
Bang, tembak bang, boleh bang.
One extremely low in the corner. It's the Rocket to find him.
That's the thing though. That trade's all right. That was the low HP player that goes down. I don't think they're going to mind that whatsoever to put it back into a 3 versus 3. Something about to try and go through this. His teammates.
Gila.
Ayo kira-kira ngapain dia?
Meteoran loh. Ganti senjata dong. Wah. Jongkok cok.
Alah. Jongkok asu.
Jongkok cok.
Cok, perkara jongkok cok. Dapat duit. Lagi dia anjing.
This could be the beginning of the end.
It feels that way, Tom. 2-round cap. Genji in this series.
Wah gila.
Motor kayak. Tok loro langsung ya.
And again, it seems strange that 13-8 to talk about it as a dominant game. Yes, it is a strong scoreline, but not damning for the other side. But when you look at
Tapi kenapa iki Lotusnya luwih nyokot daripada split bang ya?
and PaperX managed to just about come ahead. When it came to rifle rounds, they weren't able to succeed. Now early push, it's not quite a rifle instead.
Wah.
Blades, and those don't even get fired off. They lay by his side as he falls to the floor. Something down, so too is Devi, and they're ready for another player close. There seems to be nothing
Kikiku next.
PaperX can do to surprise this Genji roster in the last few rounds. And with 12 looking like it's on the board, Tom.
Aduh, main free kira main blast cok. Tembak. Kiri dikit tembak.
And there they'll face elimination against the Sentinels are allowed. There's no easier fight for them than a team that they know. The devil they don't is coming.
Seems like Genji have got their number. This round at least was a weaker investment, but they had to use one of the ults and it got absolutely nothing. And the second we've got into the ones, that's where Genji have been their most fearsome. A team from last year that started strong, had a massive fall from grace, made a huge overhaul of this roster with risks taken. Players brought back who had been at a Masters right at the beginning of Valorant, a player they got from Ranked, and players that have not found success elsewhere. Texture, one I think we can really highlight. Like in G, he was okay. But to go into a Genji roster that's now playing for a minimum of top 3 if they win this match, unheard of, surprising, and now looking like that pinnacle of Pacific. Looking to try and do what no Pacific team has ever done before. Take themselves to an international victory. The PaperX are not dead, not down, until you stamp them out.
Definitely looking injured. The path to recovery, 3 straight rounds in OT in a third map. A lot of win conditions. Genji, 3 ultimates to fight their way through. PaperX don't have reactive ones, not impactful ones. Whereas the lockdown, the showstopper, and of course the nightfall. Any one of those can open sights, pull you out of sticky situations. Door open. That was the
penasaran cok, dibuka pintunya cok.
Problem is, okay, good nade up close.
Aduh.
That player out in the open. Problem is, Texture was covering it. And now the push on mid is spotted as well. 3 players left for PaperX. And it looks like they've still
Wah, satu tok dapetnya.
in them. Nightfall won't evade it. He's being caught. But
Kotop.
it's faking for
Nice banget.
Ih, bagus.
Step has bought a little bit of an advantage for Mindfreak because he's still alive.
Ah.
He's recovering, but with something down. And Devi very much known towards that spawn.
Kalau main break yang dulu ya masih menang anjing.
Move towards that singular door. For this,
Kesuwen gak sih?
to buy some time. He still has a flash to play with. There it goes. It's popped and it's cleared out this
Oh
corridor.
nice.
Devi's even won the fight. The smoke is down. A chance if Mindfreak
City-nya di aware nggak?
if they can take this fight together, but they
Yang
don't
satunya
know
aneh
where the
tuh.
last players are. And the nade has even forced them back for a second. The time now.
Oh,
very
dikira
low.
platnya di sana cok.
And with 2 players still to root out, it might be too low. Devi just dodges that siege.
Motor layarnya banyak
GG.
banget asu.
GG.
Okay, no, Texture went out swinging. There's no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. He had to stick
GG.
underneath his nose.
Anjing layer jutilnya lu.
Gila cok.
Go bagi kowe.
Apik banget.
Kolep piye ya?
Retretane iki lho. Oh,
Carane
ya
piye ya?
Tuhan, ya Tuhan.
Ngomongnya piye? Genji Sentinel seru sih.
Aduh.
Paper X 4 besar wis apik lho.
Yo sak sini ya. Ini ketemu laut nih. Ya boarding Sentinel udah ini terlalu kuat ya.
Maybe many didn't expect to do well, definitely didn't expect to get this far. They continue in that upper bracket to fight off
Lanjut, Rek.
representative as they face Americas, and they
Aku
send
mau
the previous
tangi tekan sahur tuh.
a previous finalist of one of these events down into the lower bracket.
This second map, although only one round in the difference, Tom, this was definitely a much better feeling from the side of Paper X. They earned their way back in from an 8-1 deficit to a close scoreline in the end, but despite that streak of rounds, Genji take the victory thanks to
Rocky tekstur ki piye.
they just didn't get
Kayak
started.
sangar
That's
banget
a
kok.
big concern for them. Moving on
Biyen
to
nang
elimination series
GE
next, they won't get
biasa wae. Lu sangar monyet bending GE. Soalnya di dokok nang Sentinel. Saiki di dokok nang duelis bangsat. Gila.
Ribet.
This is a very nice position to be in and a chance to make a historical run here in Madrid for their region.
But that's always been the thing. Like, we talk about Pacific teams as a flash in the pan a lot of the time. You look at the Zeta run. You could even throw a Chinese team of EDG in there as well, making a run. Paper X making a run. This Gen G squad, though, it feels different. They have so much depth to them in terms of individual plays. But
Tapi nek janji juara tuh pertama kali ini
Kasih ya.
juara di luar region NA atau
ME.
Juara dua region gitu.
Some coming from the tier 2 as well. They are an absolute.
Ya kudune Paper X sing nge-throw dua final ya bangsat ya.
They could genuinely be there lifting the trophy.
It definitely feels like they have a long road ahead of them. Hopefully no bumps in that road. And the reality is, you know, Texture for me, certainly someone to take notes on, because this guy, he was good before, but now on the international scene, up against some of the best in the world, and he's leaving his mark. He's already left his mark, and it could get so much more beneficial for this squad as they now get to watch their opponents play, take those notes. I really put so much stock in that. I'm excited to see what this squad can do, Tom.
I think I've loved the fact that just even hearing them talk about each other, it's Munchkin elevating his teammates. Like, I think that's such a huge compliment. Like, you could say someone come in, oh, he's a great leader, he's playing great individually, like all of these compliments. This is a nice thing, but to say he's come in, as someone has said, one of the first players coming out of Korea, Lakia, to play at a Masters event, and you're going, yeah, this guy has made me better. As someone who's coming in as a relatively new leader, that's such a huge compliment to hear from, and I think that's the great thing about this team. You look at them on the stage, you look at Texture just having a great time, everybody like standing up, like bows and arrows, like this is looking like a completely different squad, and honestly I am so impressed with what we've seen. Luckily now we get to hear from Munchkin as he's going to be down on the stage.
La victoria más convincente para Genji hasta ahora. The most convincing victory for Genji so far, and it had to be in playoffs. Tenía que ser en playoffs. Estoy aquí con Munchkin para que me cuente un poco de lo que ha sido esta partida y lo que ha sido este recorrido. And the first thing I'm going to say is, can we hear it for Munchkin? Can we hear it for Genji? Where are the Genji fans over here?
Thank you.
Kenapa dia pakai Heretics?
La primera pregunta es que fue una partida en la que se hacen algunos cambios por el lado de Paper X. ¿Había alguna idea y en qué se enfocan especialmente en este segundo mapa para que el cambio de composición no le afecte a Genji y puedan cerrar un 2-0? Munchkin, first of all, congratulations. The first thing I want to ask you is, I want to know what it means when we get to see that Paper X
Marah dia, marah.
second map. It seems like
Ini Slayer.
you were able to take it back, right?
Iya sih.
So what was the focus to make sure that map would go your way?
Gila cok, kui Heretics kabeh cok kiri cok.
젠지 선수들은 그거에 대해서 어떻게 풀어나가려고 대처를 했는지
Ya wong maine nang Madrid tuh.
갑자기 이렇게 따라잡는 모습이 나오기도 했거든요.
Seko Spanyol cok cok. Kudune kadang Heretics asu ditaunting balik cok mbek monyet cok. Hater sing monyet ki sak Spanyol wis sekarang udah.
Ah, mancing di sini no benci yo.
저희끼리 커뮤니케이션이 잘 안 돌았던 것 같습니다.
Nek benci rak mancing lho sing lolos Heretics.
Bisa sih, mungkin ya.
Mimi tak?
First thing we talked about was how to play against the Cypher comp. And
Aku udah nonton sih
Main
guys.
Dek Mimi.
Aku
Itu
udah
Mimi
nonton.
kan?
Heeh.
Mana tuh tentang server Madrid, sini wong toxic.
Oh, sing main Mbak Mimi, Citu Mimi gue ya.
Cómo tenía que jugar en contra de ese Cypher y cuando PaperX en esa segunda mitad estaba ganando rondas, el enfoque principal era en que la comunicación
Jadi wong Turki mbek Rusia yo
después
kan.
la podían
Toxic.
arreglar y cerrar el mapa. Ahora, mientras más vemos GLHF, mejor se ven. Sí se consideran uno de los equipos que bajo presión puede brillar más
Nah, internetku api loh main
que tenemos en estos playoffs. The more that we
neng
get to see
server Jepang aja.
the brighter and the better you're looking.
Sopan-sopan wong aja.
In a 2-0, do you find yourself to be one of those teams that is able to
Kayak gitu aja sih Mas,
be
terima
better
Mas.
under pressure compared to other teams that we have in playoffs?
Nek kalah ora di misi-misi tapi nice try.
젠지라는 팀이 먼치킨 선수가 생각할 때
Positif sekali.
부담감이 더해졌을 때 더 잘하는 팀이고 또 훨씬 더 이렇게 좀 긴박한 상황에서 경기력이 더 살아나는 그런 팀이라고 생각하시나요?
사실 저희가
Lanjut aduh betul.
아예 안 느끼는 건 아니지만 사실 그렇다고 해서
Lanjut Rak, ya.
많이 받는 건 아니거든요.
Pengen sih aku.
부담이 저희 경기력에 영향을 끼치는 것 같진 않고요.
Gas lah.
저희가 연습하던 대로 계속 대회에서 성장하고 있기 때문에 그래서 더 잘하시는 거라고 생각합니다.
Mbak nyicil bangun kota.
Anjas. Anjas.
Anjas. Aku sih golek game sing sama apa ya? Iwan ngedeki nganu kok.
Iwan tuh.
Ini
Can grow as we play and as we make those runs today here in Madrid. So I am very glad that we're able to pull this one off as well.
Dice que definitivamente hay presión, de que la presión está ahí, pero que no los llega, que no los rompe, que no les destruye en el momento en el que están en el stage, en el que tienen que jugar.
Lihat.
Y también dice que sí se consideran como uno de
Ngejain toilet juga.
y cada vez los vemos más fuertes por
Dead
eso.
by Daylight.
Ahora, mi última pregunta, quiero saber
Dead by Daylight.
Dying Light 2.
Oh, Dying Light.
¿Esperaría tal vez más adelante un rematch en contra de PaperX o espera tal vez que sea en contra de alguien más? Ya, asumiendo que siguen todas esas victorias for the next
Terus apa? It Takes Two.
Tapi nah It Takes Two bener-bener wong loro tuh.
Wong loro tuh bikin banget tuh. Kayak main It Takes Two wong loro mbak Iwan nih.
Kok pacaran deh?
Anjing gue poligami tapi di sini mbak homo anjing. Sorry.
Yes.
Orang bisex gitu terus poligami namanya cewek cowok. Terus juga. Aduh,
Paling ora a way out lah, a way out lah. Way out kan podo-podo
Iwan tuh nek buat tutupi divers tuh guys kalian ada bakal tertarik banget. Cuman aku udah gontos ya larang nih, tak belum. Misalnya rak medun cok regone cok. Goblok. Mangatus kan.
Para que se encuentren nuevamente en esa gran final, pero que aún así dice que le gustaría mucho jugar con Sentinels. Espera que les vaya bien en lo que viene siendo esta partida que ya se viene. Y hablando de eso, nosotros nos vamos a pausa. We're gonna take a break real quick and we get ready for that Americas.
Iya, tak ada
Artis talent memoriku tertinggal gitu cok.
Healthy Force. Kreatif.
Tidak minum Discord neng PC sih.
This would be exceptional time. Good luck to you and good night.
What a performance for the side of GLHF.
Done and the follow up and he's out of ammo. Wins. He brought a knife to a knife fight.
Players on the other side, Showstopper, he should be dead. He actually a very quiet start to this game and a reaction shot. I want this shit. Spawn nice means they know where they are. The peek out is perfect.
Forsaken there to help with this fight. Instead, something has to do it on his own. And again, he finds texture. That's a big part of this take. There's no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. He had to stick it underneath his nose, and short of a big misplay, it was never swinging the other way. A consistent showing from the side of Gen G as they take victory.
Manskin ki biyen nang dia.
Comrades, it's on to the upper final.
Manskin, T1.
T1.
Tuh, The Forest sama Son of the Forest sama apa beda?
Beda, Son of the Forest tuh yang kedua.
Yang kedua, 180 kok.
Eman aku naik 180. Aku tuku The Forest soalnya murah banget pas gue yuk.
24 sekian yang 24.000 ya.
Apa?
24.000.
Aku biyen rak nganti 20.000 kok guys. Pas tuku kok guys. Awal-awalnya Son of the Forest nganu soalnya gitu pas awalnya Son of the Forest rilis, jadi The Forestnya diduk ya.
Mungkin 27.
Tes.
2 menit.
Ya Allah. Koneksiku ya Allah.
Kenapa?
Aku kan pause join tapi suaranya rak konek-konek.
Oh. City Skyline-mu tuku nang ndi, Dev?
Game Pass lah.
Oh, Game Pass.
Baru-baru ini ngene dong. Aku seneng. Diskon 15.000 3 bulan lagi.
Oh iya? Nganggo apa?
Yo emang promo ya.
Ora kowe nganggo CC apa nganggo Shopee? Bang Jago.
Gen akunnya cek tak go terus.
Oh. Akan sing pas kae nang Shopee juga iso dienggo terus.
Tapi tukune itu ya pas periode promo. Nih ngutek cuk internetku cuk, caranya ngecek jaringannya apa piye ya? Apa gitu tuh?
Coba ganti password itu internetmu.
Ganti password.
Reset password. Kalau sing konek-konek kan tuh lepas kabeh.
Masuk akal. Aku tak ganti ini. Caranya itu ya?
Aku ngono deh. Itu jipo iya mau deh.
Ras itu juga Ian.
Sido.
Apa situ nih?
In hi-fi jadi ya.
Weh, aku jajal buat kawan-kawan.
Ki sing piro Dev regane Dev?
500 piro guys.
Diskon awalnya 580.
Anjis.
Ayo, kowe tak duduhi kuwi. Wah, seburen wis ning 300-an wae. Asli. Sedene malah kowe sing CO, aku urung CO.
Kamu juga apa saat ini?
Yo kowe Tenai VCT kuwi. Soalnya nek jare Fernanda Gunsan under 1 juta wis kuwi wae kuwi.
Oh. Aku
paket lengkap.
Aku nganu to deleng kitabe to terus baru deleng reviewne sing cocok wae aku ya wis langsung start cek wifi.
Soalnya aku cukup ngikuti kan, jadi DN live kadang-kadang aku nonton lho. Nek deknen ngobrol ke IM under 1 juta iki deknen nganune kuwi. Padahal kan ono sing rego 800, ono sing rego 100, tapi rise to performance terus staging ngono-ngono
Ada
kan.
yang bilang
Kuningan,
kalau
ngono
fase
kuwi.
terberat itu
Paling apa ya?
ketika lo baru memulai sesuatu.
Paling masuk lah.
Mereka bilang lo noob, amatir, bahkan mereka bilang kalau lo nggak bisa main. Tapi apa definisi dari mereka bikin lo berhenti?
Happy yang ngarang.
Sabar adalah jalan untuk menguasain keadaan. Walaupun kena hit berkali-kali, sabar, karena jadi jago gak cukup sehari. Semua juga mulai dari amatir. Sabar dan nikmatin adrenalin lo dengan langkah progres yang pasti.
Defenders win.
Saatnya ubah definisi mereka dan nyalakan potensi diri lo.
Itu ku sing warna apa? Katanya orang warna tuh.
Ini tempo.
Ora ono putih. Dan ndak kembar nek misalnya match dan itu ku.
Jadi aku ngincer 7 years Sonus. Tapi kelarangan.
Sonus bro, 1 juta loh.
Nah, tin hi-fi itu, tin hi-fi ini harganya ini 690 awalnya, terus diskon jadi 580. Terus sajane ada 2 pilihan. Aku milih EPZ Q1 itu reganya rada murah 630. Tapi karakternya di reviewnya kurang suka.
Reviewnya Fernanda Gunsan atau yang lainnya juga?
Fernanda.
Wi konten kreator sing apa ya katakanlah dia kan konten kreator sing hobi barang ngono kan. Terus spesifik audio. Nah, kadang-kadang iki konten kreator kayak ngono iki aku langsung percaya ngono. Kadang-kadang opo dek ini iso di endorse apa piye, tapi nek masalah audio ki aku kayak delok dekne iki gadget in, tapi nek gadget in kan gadget secara global, tapi nek dekne audio, aku sepercaya kuwi. Karena
Dan yang bagus cuma di Ian sama DAC-nya toh. Nah, menurutku ya. Kalau di teks di kayak di apa namanya? Speaker Bluetooth speaker, soundbar sama headphone itu ya kurang setuju sih.
Soalnya dekne emang audio ini sing yombo ya nek headphone kan kudune masuk yo dekne iki cacah kabel. Intine kuwi dekne iki cacah kabel. Meho headphone, meho jadi dekne TWS phone iki yo sarane dekne adalah kowe sing cak iki cik mumbul banget ning TikTok kan kuwi sound pitch clear kae lho. Gara-gara kuwi apa ki jenenge? TWS 300.000-an tapi nggak kebanyakan gimmick fitur. Jadi sing liyane 300 ono sing fiture wis opo-opo tapi fiture angger ono iki lho. Lah sing sound pitch kuwi jarine dekne ya iki fiture ra selengkap sing liyane tapi suarane ki enak. Ya kan sing penting kuwi dekne ngomong ngono. Jadi pas dekne ditakoki mending iki apa iki perbandingannya sijine kabel sijine bluetooth ngono. Kuwi dekne ngomong, "Aku nek mbok kon milih aku pasti milih kabel."
Iya,
Dia emang
pasti.
cacah kabel. Soalnya jare Nek apa sih? Nek Bluetooth atau dan segala macam iki stagingnya nggak mungkin sebagus kabel lah.
Off stream kali ya?
Aku mbak stream apa ora? Saya nonton nggak?
Oh no, wis turu.
Saya nonton streammu mbak turu.
Ora sing nonton streamku wis turu. Ora maksudnya mau kan Peprex wis ber tuh.
Sentinel polot.
Awalnya kalau Sentinel polot. Sentinel lah anjing.
Sentinel sih aku. Lot kita urung anu sih. Aku mungkin lot Peprex nyekel Peprex. Oh, maksudnya iso ono harapan Peprex iso menang.
Jadi kan kalau lower bracket kan Sentinel Genji gue ketemu kudune. Terus lower kan Peprex lot ketemu. Lah kuwi kudune Peprex sih iso juara telu. Paling ora.
Nek ketemune Genji meneh, sulit ya.
Nah, aku berharapnya upper bracket yang menang Genji gen paling ora lower bracket ketemu Sentinel. Kerasa seru nih loh.
Paling ora ketemu Sentinel lah. Masa ketemu nih African League.
Suwe. Ning final
Afrika TV League.
Afrika TV anjing. Ku ya di gua cok final mah di gua iki lho. Rak ceto wae ini, Dis. Andai aku bisa.
Bang, walk out bang.
Asik go bendera. Asik.
Celsius.
Gue lot ki masalahnya orang yang aspas pergi, Dis. Soalnya QC ki kadang cek gigit. Walaupun rak top frag terus kayak aspas ya.
Sebenarnya rak ketancam aspas sih. Cara movementnya rak segila aspas.
Yo, nek race movement-nya yo kabeh sih rak mure sih. Emang aspas movement-nya. Makanya aku sakjane iki neng NA ya jagone iki Leviathan mbek energi sing lolos. Asu.
Ora lolos kabeh.
Nah, terus malah Sentinel. Entah hina-hina aja. Tim
John GT emang keren ya.
John GT sih. Ngaraku John GT IGL yang paling tajam.
Ngeri cok. Movementnya apik banget cok. Cypher loh.
Cypher.
Ya Allah.
Zaman Enas kan Cypher tapi main otak kan. Main trap, main timing. Nah iki ora cok tembakannya tetap gak ada itu. Sangat banget anjing.
It feels like his calling is perfect on the defensive side of that map on how this team sets up. This first map's going to be a challenge for Loud.
Yeah, just how close do you think this will be though? Because the first match we saw today, very, very one-sided, also what we expected. But Hypog, do you feel like it favors one team or another coming into this?
I'll be honest, I do give the edge to Sentinels here. I don't think we're going to have a very clear-cut series though. I think Loud may be looking to reinvent themselves once again and have that bounce-back factor. I don't think this is going to be an easy run.
Yeah, the question for me is what has Loud changed? Because they haven't had to really show their split since that grand final. So there has been a bit of time to kind of look back, see what went wrong there. But even the best teams haven't been able to beat SEN there. I look more towards the rest of this pool. I think Icebox and Sunset, both teams are incredibly close on how they play. In particular, Icebox leads towards Louds. I really expect us to get a third map, to get Sunset, and that's so exciting because these teams are both excellent at the map, but with very different reads. One playing the Breach and the Phoenix, the other playing the Gecko composition. Both have these great retakes. Both have really cool ideas for how they can
Pankade kenapa ya? Padahal pas kayak kita menjanjikan gak sih Pankade ini?
Yo, dia kan menang champion. Pada zamannya dia smoker terbaik.
Kenapa sak bar neng Sentinel ki?
Medun.
Menurutku ora medun sih. Entah kenapa kan dia main Killjoy kan. Zaman Sentinel.
Sentinels are starting on the attack. A lot of this comp is built around how in the mid round they take space for Zekken. I think shutting down Zekken has to be a priority for Loud. He is looking like
Karena aku salah satu faktornya saya ngejarane Wilson gue language barrier. Soalnya dia ora sefase Sachi kita
Inggrisnya apa ya?
Tahu neng Amerika deh. Apik banget kok bahasa Inggrisnya. Logate lho. Kayak kayak wong Amerika logate.
Oh.
Cara ngomongnya lho.
Tarik Peprex lah sih, merah RRQ.
Kenapa RRQ?
Jangan salah. Siapa tahu gantiin Jemkin mungkin, tapi terlalu early sih Jemkin lagi we mlebu.
Menurutku RRQ dicoba dulu paling enggak.
Iya sih.
Kan ada liganya kan ada dua stage ya. Nah di stage pertama tuh yang awal kuwi kudu dijajal sih.
Wingi ketemu nih Genji soalnya
ngono. Yang kita kira Genji jelek dan Genji kalah ben kan ngomong ngono. Oh,
jebul sangar cuk.
Bangsat 2-0 cuk asu.
Champion ini 2 besar ya?
Apa?
Rank masuk champion 2 besar ya?
2 besar.
Champion. Iki ya master iki.
Master.
Champion.
Nah, champion sih
lebih gede deh gitu ya.
Setiap region kita ya papat malah champion.
Soalnya lower last chance qualifier. Dapat poin.
Master tuh cuma dapat champions point. Jadi saiki mlebu champions ki nganggone poin. Nek iki kan mlebu master kan kowe neng login, nek kowe 2 besar kowe mlebu master. Lah nek neng champion kowe nganggone poin. Jadi kan ono login wingi terus berki iki master ono poin meneh. Terus League stage 1 berki master 2 terus berki League stage 2 lagi kan ngumpulke poin ning kono. Jadi mau kowe menang stage loro liga menang ngono, tapi poin ora cukup ki ya ora lolos cuk. Nang champion cuk. Bener-bener sistem liga gitu lho, ngagone poin. Kayak bal-balan kan ngagone poin.
But Icebox was close, man. Really close. And Sunset too. There's no guarantees that goes the way of Sen again if we do end up going to 3. Sen need a good start here, but I think for Loud too.
Saya ngeri sih kok neng champion, neng Shanghai.
Wah Kangkang ngamuk dah sih.
Ya mesti diharapkan neng Shanghai kan sih. Itu nih tim nganune gigit banget sih tim Cina nih.
Tapi katanya Cina ki kayak duwe dunia sendiri deh. Ora ngerti sing kayane kok ngene iki.
Trailblazer caught contact. It didn't. They've re-cleared B main, but not necessarily going to start taking that territory with bodies. Instead, looking forwards to the fight in mid. Kawanzin did not use a fault line at the start of the round, so he still got that, but it's going to be a gunfight instead.
Yeah, just straight up. I mean, just dry into it, no kit being utilized. Again, want to face with the bodies.
And to be honest, I think that favors Loud. Yeah, they've lost the breach, but no smokes if they decide to go over and commit to B. And Loud are re-exploring down mid as well. John Cutie and Sewers.
Massive proactivity being caught here by Sadag, but well, John QT left to do so much more there. Just the one before the trade comes through, but the B site now opened up entirely for them. Will be that plan. Sassy's out wide into could have been danger there, but the nade I guess staves it away, and a call is made to try and fight into the spawn. Zelsis
Snakebite now being held, but he's got 3 targets to deal with. Luckily, Zella. Okay, Zekin right there, vulnerable. Will he be able to get the damage?
Celsius.
In the end with the snakebite post-mortem.
Celsius ngeri ya. Celsius sumpah ki Celsius ki Catwingi sangar so.
You could see it constantly when they were playing against the European teams in the Swiss stage, and they didn't want to offer them opportunities to go for retakes, where they would cook up some kind of post-plant aggression, and they've always got a different idea. That's the great part about this SEN team that took the off-season so seriously. These players now have just a depth of micro plays that they can add in. This one, a snakebite off contact.
Already seeing examples of both of these teams just trying to be proactive. Yeah, I calling that mid-push earlier, fighting through into spawn, so I think what I said earlier, both these teams...
Karena aku streaming itu 1080 tuh mabuk sih.
Sulit ya.
Bek laut ki ngaraku sing kudune paling tajam ki les, tapi kemarin-kemarin agak turun dikit.
Wah. Ada gila-gilanya sih.
Ya Allah,
Sentinels were forced to accelerate there once John ended up dying because they
20 ya.
Loro-loro ya.
But if you want to talk about info as it relates to these compositions, Loud constantly need to be jiggle peeking corners, need to be going for those proactive explorations, and that's going to incentivize Sen to play a little slower, to try to punish the jump peaks and see if they can get damage or kills that way, to try to punish the info pushes into mid, that kind of thing. And Loud can't always run around the map pushing on defense with utility because it just makes it so obvious where they're playing. It's a difficult comp to play on defense.
Might just get even harder as well when Sen end up swapping sides. They look like one of the better teams here at this event when it comes to their split. Largely due to their retakes. The fundies here for Sentinels though. Standard. A util being thrown out wide here for that ramp control early. Now setting their sights out into the east side. Sadak. Anchor in position. Tucked nice and tight and safe and really just buying time for the rest of his team.
Yeah.
Ngeri sih.
3 versus 3.
Bit of a blunder there for Loud, offering Sen another opportunity to get back into it. Not planted for Heaven.
Motor entuk pitu asu kira ketelu tuh.
I mean, look at the way that Loud are clearing this. They're expecting a reflank back up.
Holding. Usually going to be the bread and butter of a team like Sentinels, just trying to fight, scale for it. That paranoia, the timing on it. It's immaculate as soon as the nade comes through. Yep, just hearing it and tucked to the corner. Sassy removed. Taken out now, just 2 will stand.
Wah, kecipo ngeri juga sih. Angel sih.
Metu.
Kelamaan. Di stick dong.
Di stick dong.
Gila, Cuk. Meremehkan, Cuk.
Soalnya neng NA sering banget kejadian kayak ngono deh.
Oh, nganu ya, stick diffuse ya.
Kayak wingi kowe kelekan dhewe main nang Xbox.
Heeh.
Sing last man standing-nya aku low terus ono chamber.
Heeh.
Iki kan pas tahap pertama kan rak tapi blas. Karena kudune ngono.
Glimpses of the comms there as well, keep playing together. Fundies on show for Sen. Winning that bonus round is amazing.
And I do think that that's such a key. You know, Loud thrive against teams that opt into the individualism. You saw what they did to EDG. Oh yeah. It was a massacre.
No chances, no gaps when they're playing against that. I mean, you can argue as well a team like Loud had a relatively easy path into playoffs. Only beating out the Chinese representatives at Madrid.
Neither of whom played that well in their games against Loud.
Put up a fight, really, did they?
But having said that, we know that Loud are an extremely good team when they're on.
Anjir. Di stack neng mid dong.
Timingnya.
Ngeri.
John's like, guys, there can't be anybody B because they're all looking at me in mid.
Lucky to not pay with it with his life. Nade waiting. For Loud. some danger if they find a few initial.
Pelajari layer utile.
Sabar cuk ngetokne cuk. Siji.
Dropping down, Sadak was alone there. There wasn't really much to do with in terms of the follow-up. They have to face it wide though, but the aftershock being played for. So much damage done to these loud players. The positioning's known and noted, and so
second.
Nek nge-push ki lho. Nge-push yo. Ono reme tetepan anjing.
Nge-push ora tekan City. DWA ngono ora cuk.
Soalnya emang kadang ki nek dhewe post plan ono wayahe dhewe ngepick memang. Go jigo timingnya mereka, misalnya mereka jek melaku, dhewe ngepick kan mereka kaget. Emang ono wayahe ngono. Tapi tidak sampai CT.
Orang push tekan CT.
Pakai shorty nge-push ya.
Neng Lotus sisan. Toko A. Barangnya weh.
This is interesting. Zelsis went for an orb lineup that's all the way into mid there. You see how there's
Jekan biyen padahal pas zaman awal-awal orang ini. Awal-awal neng Sentinel. Second.
Second. Soalnya biyen awal banget ya. Jekan ki sing inisiator terus Ten sing duelis.
Oh.
Tahu ben delok pas Ten jadi duelis kayak asu Ten ki kayak iki meta lawas ngono lho. Kowe duelis maju terus rak wani mati ki meta lawas yo. Duelis rak urung ono sing di-nerf biyen. Jetrak di-nerf, Rena di-nerf. Terus bumborte lorok banget yang ngono-ngono lho.
Bumborte suwi banget cuk.
Suwi banget ya. Jadi dia ki overcome terus si Sens kuwi. Lah dia di smoker mantep. Menemukan jawaban.
Tapi podo kayak monyet ra sih dadine.
Makanya nek komen. Nek Peppers menemukan keseimbangan, monyetnya tetap kudu smoker. Bahkan for second way
double smoker ya? Double smoker mbak main freak berarti?
Mbak main freak ya.
Gila, diinteni dong langsung.
Kurang petek gitu.
Patuh telat. Gila ini telat.
Plan lu, asu lu. Ketor ya.
Is.
Follow up off of that flash. It's all Kawazine with the stun finally now to try and at least attempt that reclear, but you have to be giving this one up. They don't have positioning at all. Zelsis is playing a really passive position. 10 spots in.
Tekan ning isor.
Wah. Kiki. Wah.
Plan for heaven.
That was really nicely done there by Loud.
Keepin relasi. Plannya di, ya kita pasti ngomong ya, Van. Pasti.
There was no follow up on the paranoia. That's because they're expecting some utility in response or aggression in response. Look how good Kawazine is at being able to deal with Zekan flying over the top of him too.
Yo mau Tens ke trigger apa? Trigger si Les ngepick City gitu.
If Loud are not going to give them things in the mid round, give them openings to punish, you've still got to be able to make your own success with the executes at the end of the day.
Familiar setup. Doesn't look like there's the same Viper orb that's being thrown out.
No, not this time.
Berapa ya pro player ki angle through the smoke ki ento oil.
Ento.
Beren.
With a present show though, now with a boom bot. Touch tips, yeah. Handshake.
QCK and Kawazine are really close to huge ultimates too. So Loud being able to put that previous round on the board is just so huge for them to stop the bleeding.
Bahkan lagi mau cyber case kuwi biasanya nek cyber biasa ki ndokoke nek awal round. Dan ndokoke saiki. Setelah beberapa detik.
Gila. Sisa 1 menit. Woi, iso-iso nganu tuh.
kok ngono ya?
Bisa ngedodge tuh. Wah, dicepet.
Loki saat ini
sih. Itu cepet
kamera
sih.
diurep ke.
Oh. Mati.
Banter soal.
Wah. Chelsea saya piye iki?
Falling out Sadak though. Slow down to Molly to push him out of position. Zekken, Celsius is here. Finally.
Wah, ini. Wah. Angel. Semoga api sih, semoga. One way nih.
Salah satu sangar reload ki apa jenenge? Adaptasi nih lho.
Iya.
Gawe setiap produk ki oke, wingi oke mereka kemarin gini tadi gini kita sekarang gini.
Sadak gak sih? Sadak gak sih?
Sadak.
They just had players able to take ones and win duels. We saw tens at the end there. We've seen him do magic in those positions sometimes before. But Lauda shooting back.
Line up. Pelajari.
Here's that same orb lineup, but this time it's just going to go straight into a pit. Don't think that's going to have the value that Celsius was hoping for. Kind of risky to go and retrieve it too.
Yeah. But it's lost, isn't it? Can't really be reclaiming it unless you have a plan to re-clear, which stacking bodies, don't get me wrong, just hoping that a few stray bullets might land into the cranium of less, but he's tucked to safety, making sure the pit will stay up.
If Sen get a read that Lauda playing heavy over mid at the start of these rounds, which they generally are, there's normally 2, sometimes 3 players there, Sen might be able to make an adjustment and go for more burst executes. But all of this is so based on having a read of what your opponents are doing in this match. And they will be changing it up compared to the last time they faced off.
Clear call.
Ngepick gak? Ora dong. Aduh.
Forwards now, tucked. And there it is, kill, claimed. Fault line. Definitely there. Actually, labored enough, but still.
Akhirnya
Upitnya ditinggal dong. Wah, ente.
Sassy not rewarded for it. Tens has the spike here, looking eager. Potentially to take some fights here, but has to stick the plan now towards the
wah, nice banget. Wah.
Coordination on display.
Nice banget. Nice banget.
But not enough to get too much more done. And that was a tricky round for Sen to be able to convert. When John Cutie goes down over towards A, Sen are forced. Their hand has to go B. And 2
Mas. PK.
Ya jari. Kacil. Dia jadi Celsius paling.
Keep any of the money running. Keep smoke. Going to be disrespected apparently. At least with the flash, they know that nobody's close, tucked to the corner. A lot of players now looking for a punish on the John QT.
Bene ditinggal dong.
That he plays here a lot. Solo play.
Masa Dewi nek main nengkul terang ini deh.
And if they can find a pick
Tidak dong.
push him away, it'll create timings where Loud can worry about the rest of the map.
Saat ini default ki yo angel tuh. Nek salah default ki kadang-kadang asu. Ki kecolongan dewi-dewi yo. Default ki kudune ono mini game sih teman. Tetap mancing util, tetap ono presence dan lain.
And the more the time ticks, the more you start to get worried in situations like this.
Absolutely.
Especially when we saw one of the rounds go down to only 15 seconds on the clock.
I think you can get really punished.
And Brent, the spike is going towards A, which is where Loud are going for their gamble.
Aduh, rotate. Saya tahan bang. Ora. Stay up.
They're faking like it could be going towards B, blocking off Less's sight lines, but no one's budging.
Kawazin looks to be the contact for
Tak duwe apa-apa ki lho Sasi. Main kontak.
Wah, itu isa itu dong. Wah. Wah. Happy banget.
Wah.
Happy banget.
Oke.
Movement by John as well. Can Les pick this up?
V3.
He's been a monster.
He's got the rifle to do it still.
Oh, ente. Ngeri sih Sentinel.
Itu.
Timingnya ya, gila ya.
into the trap. QCK even manages to get one. But everyone on SEN is playing really tight together. Making sure that they can trade, making sure the spacing's excellent. It is.
Rapi nih kalau.
Absolutely. And they're running away with this. If you wanted to have an expectation coming into split, I think it's a little difficult. Because the two times we've seen these teams play before, one was an extremely close split that Loud ended up winning, with Sadak just popping off at the end of the game to drag him over the line, and the other was a flattening. It was Sentinels just utterly tactically dominating the game. And this is looking to me to be more like the latter. Obviously the scoreline would suggest that, but the approach, the way that SEN is so patient around the map, everything Loud throw at them. I think that time, having been the first team to qualify for playoffs, has been used very wisely.
Oh yeah. Rest and rejuvenation. I mean, listen, I've seen these players wandering around the hotel, and the coaches, Kaplan and Drew. They had very dark bags under their eyes, but now they've finally been able to get some sleep.
And you saw there in that shot of the stage, actually, Sadak popping off, making sure he's communicating what he wants to be adjusted heading into this. Tack timeout taken for Loud. Are they going to be able to find the adjustment that gets them a little bit of a cushion to work with, because the economy has just never been in a good spot?
No. Really quite vital round coming up here, just because of what you mentioned, the economy situation. Is a deep fault line. That's just off the rip from Kawazine into market, but there wasn't really much to follow through with it. It looks like maybe it was just to set up B main control for 2 years.
Now look how difficult this is from Les and Kawazine's point of view. You know, when this orb goes up, it's very difficult to know if someone on SEN is just quietly taking the timing through. And so these A players have to be cautious, concerned.
I've got your trail.
Little portion of the round though, with a minute 10 onto the clock. You can see those Seekers offloaded, pointing in various different directions, but it doesn't really give SEN an indicator. They do know that a male is going to be free, or not male, but Ropes itself.
Yeah, that Seeker went a long way before it hit Kawazine over in A Heaven. So SEN have a pretty good idea that that path to A Heaven is fairly uncontested.
Mereka berani ngelepas side gitu.
Ya emang gitu kan. Jadi satu heavy, satu main retake.
Seeker sih ngopi ya gue, kok balik terus nganu. Wah, berdua tok sih.
Mundur mereka.
Main retake. Ah, di goal tidak begitu.
Tidak dong. Nah, yang kurang dipertimbangkan gitu. Vipernya punya ulti.
Oh,
apik banget timing.
wah anjir.
Iya.
Ise entok dong.
Stay alive cok dia. QCK boleh juga.
Wah, timingnya apik banget.
Not enough 2 years TP adjustment. He's
on
the
nice.
position, just propped up, but Les now needs to get more done, and he can't do it.
Wow.
Lagi-lagi ente.
Already time ticking, so 2 years no chance.
Nice.
And it's another situation, Bren, where Loud cannot get any level of economic cushionry going. They're going to be knocked straight back down onto a low buy.
Iya
And
gitu.
that adjustment, whatever it was that Sadak came into the round trying to inform the rest of his team, it did not work. They
Wah, rak dicek ya.
here in B Heaven, and they weren't ready for
Sabar banget gitu.
repositioned into B main. It completely disrupted what Loud were going for there with the retake. The timing could not have been more perfect.
The way SEN are working this map, I mean, it's a masterclass.
Yeah.
Speed running it.
It really is. There was a lot of talk coming in based on their regional performances on Split that they might have the best split in the world. And you know, I was saying, be cautious. We haven't seen them play up against all the other teams in the world, but man, is it looking clean. I think the believers
Tembusi.
Split are getting their beliefs confirmed every time we watch them.
Yeah, now heavy group up. The weaker buy here from Trailblazer trying to be fast onto the approach. Chance here, Zekin tries to adjust
Nice
the
trade.
spray, expecting players to swing from that left side. Tens. Evacuating. Has a paranoia still left to play for, but the mollies are really clearing him out of position. What's the call now for Loud? Looks like a pivot.
Yeah, very mobile though. They
Protokolnya
really feel
api.
like it's ramp and they're already pressuring the screens. There's still a trip here for John.
Wih, asu ultine ke TT cok. Kenter lagi. Rodok kenter
Nah,
lagi.
tapi di expect hilang lebih. Wah, Dewi Anda tidak peduli. Wah, kepancing. MT. Gila sih. Wani ya? Wani ya?
Multi iron deh.
I believe that's how Cowanzine ended up falling off screen. Zels has got a double spray down. Have a look here. Blinded up. Yep, hits the trip.
Wah, tripe.
Also, gets QCK killed because he's right behind him. So it just gives the perfect timing and positioning for Zels to go for that spray.
Terpospan apa juga?
Api.
It must be devastating for the Loud morale. Bear in mind you have a full BO3 ahead of you, and you knew that you wouldn't be favored here, but it is still going to be mentally difficult to bring your spirits back up.
Hopefully have that experience in spades. Oh my, showstopper. Let loose there. The trade online from Kawazini. He followed up with the stun at least, but this high ground angle of 10s drops down.
Wah, dan itu dong. Anjir, loro banget.
Yeah, there's backup there, but heads have fallen, heads have rolled, and now maybe exactly what Loud ordered.
Yeah, player advantage situation, looking lovely for them. One away from a showstopper too. SEN, they're going to be able to get a plant down here.
Oh ya Allah. Respect banget gitu loh. Telu neng City gitu loh.
Karena kalah ngene iki. Kudune kudune emang golek colongan.
Wah, anjir. Apik banget sih ini. Kok iso ya?
Tried to do something fast at the start of the round, and that actually results in Loud getting the round win. Every other round, we've seen Sentinels with a tortoise-like pace to the beginning of these.
Sajane iki kuncinya iki komunikasi, tapi tetap kudu ono awareness sih.
Tetap gameplay individualnya kudu apik juga.
Kudu ono juga. Per individu kudu duwe awareness. Dalam tanda kutip nek misale, oke nek misale kowe ngene aku kudune ngene. Ngono-ngono tuh.
Ngerti game wae lah piye tenan.
Play really much more aggressively now that he's got that one.
And the silver lining, if they can get to 4, if they can win a pistol, maybe it's doable. But they've got to be securing those wins.
Clean with the rounds that are available to them now. Prop does throw.
Timingnya ini mesti meh terus gitu. Terus semoga berarti timingnya kira-kira ngejigel bener apa mau nyebrang. Meh weh. Wah, miss dong.
Kok iso ya?
Gila cok. Karena ra ono apa-apa reng kono ra sih jadi mungkin nek natap ya, mungkin nek natap jadi
ono teboke mati.
Ya, ente. Oh, nice. Wah, gila. Wah, apik sih. Ultine ngeri sih. Iya. Habisin kah?
This one comes down to the spam, but John is stunned. A tap, he's going to be out wide, he's going to be forced wide, knows it. Info gathered now, but another stick now. Less finally the trust maintained in his teammate.
Wah, jadi susah.
A tap, out, force with a jiggle. John QT, balls of steel.
Wah, itu.
John QT bro, this is John QT bro.
Gila cok.
This is John QT bro.
Wah. Itu. Awik banget. Wow, padahal gue ultinya wis apik banget loh.
Nek jareku mau pas smoke cek murup di stick sih.
Dadi ngepick wong loro ki lho. Rodok wae ning ngono.
Kan mau sempat nyala tuh.
Heeh.
Tapi dicul.
Sing dikonkas kan.
Betul-betul low.
Iya sih, lornya lo sih.
Respect bareng.
And I'm the IGL for Sentinels. We definitely did a lot of mistakes and we looked rough. We've had 2 rough days, but we made sure to rally the team, everyone stay focused on the goal, and we won 2-0. I watched all of their VODs. I even came here and just spent all my time watching Split and Lotus. I've noticed their patterns and what they like to do, what's their tendencies. So it wasn't that hard to kind of guess what they were doing. I like to tell my teams that the devil is in the details. It's the small things that adds up and create that big
meme John Cutie sing apa sih diomongi mirip Tens gitu. Sentinels apa ra iso apa pas biyen sadurunge John Cutie mereka kangelan maine mergo mirip Tens terus diomongi nek akhirnya Sentinel golek Tens keloro gitu. Mergo mirip bajingan wis. John Cutie ki sadurunge saka ndi? Sadurunge Sentinel.
Tim Ascension aku lali. Tim Ascension NA.
Sing MXT kuwi.
MXT.
MXT.
Kan finalnya The Guard
MXT.
Nah, Oxy kan situ.
Tapi Oxy oke sih. Enggak yang ora sing remeh kuwi, Cuk.
Sajane sangar. Wong yo sing liyane jebule lho sangar. NA ki ngaraku region paling seru. Proto so.
Aku senenge iki maksudnya ligane digawe kompetisine digawe kayak community league lho. Dari set stage-nya.
Duwe halftime ki ono analis, analis iki. Seperti wes nganu engko dijak ngobrol bareng ono kursi ngono. Asu iki.
Ngeri.
Wey.
SEN are also expecting there to be more players on site right now. Like, okay, well, where are the other 2 players for Loud? They lost track a little bit of where Kalanzin and Tuis could be. Now they've lost a lot of map info too.
Nge-push dong. Sangat tidak loud ra sih. Ora mundur. Nge-pick meneh dong.
Soalnya boleh munggah. Wes tekan cuk kesuwen cuk.
Methodical. You know the win conditions of Loud right now. And against it, slowly creeping forwards, making sure to regain some of that map control. No kill found onto Kawazin. Less a chance really.
Aku sih bete sih. Wes telu sing nge-pick aja. Cuk, timing paranoiane iki lho. Kok Yorono lho paranoiane.
Makane.
Bangsa dia beri box lho. Nek wong normal ya paranoia kemen cuk. Itu enggak aja. Oh telat semua oke.
Ketoke kepik saka dhuwur sik ra sih. Makanya dia jadi
Viper kan komen tuh.
Terus
komen. Terus langsung kanan. Lah sing sisane kan saka CT ra ketok belas kudune.
Wah mungkin tapi kan mau mainnya di smoke ra sih?
Di smoke kan, di smoke. Jadi kan rak ketok, wong mainnya kan rak ketok. Feeling gue iki kita wis tekan gini deh.
Iku lho. Responnya lho.
Sentinel's fully aware of all potential possibilities right now. Sarak has been pushed forwards into this deep angle and approach. That trip broken, there was a chance of a timing.
Sassy's going to re-explore. He's very favored in a fight against 2Es.
Dipisahkan oleh entuk dong.
That's bonkers.
It's got the one pick, but there's no real follow-up there with the players. I mean, they can't really react appropriately. Sends the util flying.
It's pulling Zelsis over. It is making the
Rektor jebule keri ya. Mau ngeding tok, derek jam 9.
Gue loro go sih.
Gus ding sekali, be awak sekali mati.
Spotnya benji visi.
Spot taunting ya.
Propped up, pushed up behind it. John QT can't follow through after that trip. There's a smoke in his face. It does make it quite dangerous, quite difficult still. It's a bit of
Gila sih.
in action.
Boleh. Boleh.
Gila.
Boleh, John, boleh. Jauh ya, anjing.
Jauh banget.
Masih deketan Paperex tuh.
Cok, jebul cok. Wah, Genji Sentinel sih.
Beautiful little team plays happening all over the place for SEN on this map. They've refined it so well. And Loud, that force smacked of desperation.
Okay.
Down 3 to 11 with only sheriffs to work with. This one is a GG go next.
That's brutal. Really brutal.
This one is a GG go next.
Even if Loud were to win them, very
Oh.
hotly contested.
Ya guys, aku AFK dulu.
Okay.
Like Loud have a map themselves that they are guaranteed to dominate on.
No, they got a Sisyphus level fight ahead of them, honestly. Uphill battle. Icebox, both of these teams quite favored on their attack side. Sunset, I would give the edge to Sentinels.
Yeah.
So even if you do win on that second map to extend the series, it looks dire still. Anything can happen. Team like Loud, being around the block, they might be down and out right now, but they have that experience to maybe rally themselves here. They need a few more though, openings. Not going to be given to them. Defensive setup for Sentinels just a little bit too strong, too well honed.
Yeah, everything looks... They've crossed every T, dotted every I. You heard John talk about it too when he said the devil's in the details, right? What makes a team excellent is not just the macro, not just the shooting, but it's all the small things, the little interplays between players. The maximization of, you know, a certain piece of utility.
Jauh banget cok, 12
Aduh.
Throw this nade in this particular way. And on
Fix sih, Lord Paperex.
Aku iso no harapan sih Paperex nek ketemu Nelot. Nek Sentinel, sulit.
Tapi anu ya, Sentinel lawan QC lawan Heretic itu 2-1 loh.
Ah, kenapa ya?
Kemungkinan sih masih bisa.
Iya sih.
At least sama lah.
Ya ini nganu sih ya. Ini kan pick Sentinel ya, kita nggak tahu ya picknya Lot mainnya gimana ya.
Tapi memang Lot sih SBG kuat banget kok.
Ngeri cok. Mau keblongan biyen kae to. Zaman VCT login. Diwali.
But there are still chances for SEN to win this round and just dominate with the same scoreline that they did.
Wah anjir. Tracking position nih gitu. Apik banget. Jadi low banget lah sih.
There isn't very much retake utility here for SEN. Normally their retakes are amazing, but there's really only a boombot to work with.
Waiting for the right timings. I mean, the smoke up. 1 second here for TenZ. Going to be using it probably to block off one of the angles. Just jiggling for now. There it is, actually dividing up the site. Paranoid flying with the fault line. Time. Time to tick. A crucial kill. Zels is falling on top heaven. TP forwards. Backside control, at least partitioning in it and trying to take it wide. Still with that util online. The aftershock does push him away. A time from John QT, but forcing the fight out into the open. The snake bites, plenty of util.
Nice Pixie.
Well played into that one. Just understanding how to play that fully. Just using the util.
And it's officially now a closer game than it was during the grand final, where SEN won 13-3. But man, it doesn't feel much closer.
No. I mean, this round almost a givey, but
it was a bonus.
It was a bonus, you know. Yeah, SEN didn't have as much util available to them, but still, you know, Loud. One round at a time, it's all the way. You got to take it.
Yeah, and we've seen them pull off big comebacks before. And we've seen them lose leads before as well, but listen, we won't talk about that one.
We won't talk about it. We'll mention it a few times.
Yes. Gila timing.
Great read that Les was going to go for an aggro lurk.
Kelihatan turun.
This is a guy you're expecting to put up massive numbers, who's going to offset that mechanical advantage that a team like Sentinels might have with players like Zek and like Tens. The desk was talking about it. When he's shut down here, your chances begin to dwindle. Trip in their face. There's no protocols at all to really deal with that one. Should have known it was there, surely, if they were walking all the way up. Forwards, it is just being toppled and
Bisa
all the opportunities in this round.
bisa masuk M-nya. Cici lah, cici banget sih. Wah, wis.
Mereka sangat banget.
GG. Sentinel sih. Oh no, EDG number 1.
They want to go deep, they want to go forwards. They know they've had obstacles, they know it's been tough for them. But that was just a dismantling of the opening map.
I don't know whether Sentinels have, been talking to EDG and told them they'd get revenge, but they just stomped Loud in the same way that Loud stomped EDG.
Absolutely impeccable work. We'll send it to a quick break on the other side of things. Plenty more action where that came from.
Excuse me, would you mind taking a picture of us?
Oh, no problem.
Thanks.
Ooh, yes, problem. You need Verizon. Trade in that old thing and get a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage, so you can take all the pics. So many selfies.
A preposterous amount of panos!
That means panoramic. And as many portraits of me as your heart desires.
How about none?
None feels right.
Trade in any iPhone in any condition and get iPhone 15 Pro and iPad and Apple Watch SE.
Malah nonton iklan iPhone.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Oke guys, sepertinya kita off dulu guys. Terima kasih buat teman-teman yang sudah mampir, sudah bertahan sampai sekarang ya. Terima kasih semua yang sudah nonton. Kita besok Watchparty lagi. Ya intilah buat PaperX lah. Dikandangin sama Genji. Wah, terima kasih semuanya. Kita ketemu besok lagi. Ketemu nanti malam. Dadah. Thank you.